you had found yourself in the mountain range that holds the Kaldrfjell temple. And walking around the temple complex for some time, you found several bandits within the temple perimeter itself, and ended up in conflict with them for some reason. Some people may be slightly more aggressive than you'd expect, but somehow you end up in a conflict with some bandits. And having killed several of them, the remaining bandits fled down a hidden staircase in the back of the temple complex, in the back of the temple building proper. And pursuing them, you found yourself in a stairway in the lower level of the temple. Hang on, I'm trying to remember how Roll20 works. Give me a second. You found yourself in a stairway in the lower level of the temple. For the sake of the players here, obviously, and for anybody who was watching last time, we do have a slightly different party roster. We are just going to skim over that and assume that these are the people who were there the entire time. Because it's easier than trying to retcon it and make two people disappear from an underground passageway. So, you find yourself facing this door, and Johnny's hunter's mark is telling you the bandits went through here. They're somewhere down this corridor, past what seemingly is a closed door. And the music isn't playing. Fix that. Alright. So, you find yourselves looking at this closed door. And what do you wish to do in this dark stairway?
Trying to zoom out to see if I can see it or if I'm just tripping. Okay, just tripping, that's all. Gotcha. Okay.
You actually not see it? This is a...
We can see it.
No.
We're far on the right.
Oh no, I was zoomed all the way out. Yeah, that was
fair
all.
enough.
I was just being weird. It was just zoomed all the way out. I was like, hold on. 20's being weird. Cool.
So,
yeah.
Aaron had cast his spell of light, which allowed it to coalesce into a figure of light. So somewhere behind them, there is a very short-looking figure made up of 4 balls of light that kind of just merge into each other, and it's emitting a very dim light. But it does look somewhat humanoid. But it's about, I don't know, it's about kind of 5 foot. 5 foot tall. It's just standing behind them, and he's looking ahead. And he taps on Johnny's shoulder. Johnny.
Yes, friend.
Would you like to go down and just check to see if that door's open?
Well, if the bad guys are behind the door, then getting through the door would be the right idea. So that sounds good to me. Just gonna walk up and see if we can just open the door.
Yeah, and seemingly the bandits had fled through here and shut the door behind them. It's not locked at all, you can easily swing it open. And swinging it open, you do see ahead of you towards the end of this corridor what seem to be figures dressed in these dark red robes, maybe priestly, religious garb of some kind, but definitely not regular people. They definitely look like something that wants to fight you.
Hey, there's some people over there. We can ask them where the bandits went.
I don't think they would actually answer back, but by all means, go ahead.
Well, we can make them if they don't.
I like making them.
I like your
Either way
thinking.
works for me. Well, let's go ahead and make them then. I'm gonna just
Sounds
walk
like a
up to
plan.
him.
Sweet, let's.
Yeah, you can tell me when to when to stop.
Yeah, pretty much as soon as you walk into the corridor, they turn to face you. But if you want to carry on going up to them,
I'll go right up to them.
yeah. And you can get right up against this one. You look down the corridor and see these 5 others down this corridor. And as you get right up to this one, looking sort of within its hood, it's very obvious these are undead, as they all simultaneously all turn towards you. And,
Howdy, do you know where the bandits went?
this one's going to start swinging at you. So,
Okay.
everybody roll for initiative. I'll leave these gentlemen on 1 initiative order because I'm not rolling 6 initiatives. Just confuses me.
Fair
Just
enough.
going to reload roll 20. Because...
Let me make sure my guys.
Are you having issues, Cry?
Well,
Yeah, I just thought about that. I was like, let me just go on ahead and pull up.
the windows...
Roll raw, or I can roll
There we
in
go.
beyond.
Excellent. Here we go. Initiative. Woohoo!
Cool.
Excellent.
All right. Hold on. I wasn't sure if I was rolling my own dice or if I was rolling from D&D Beyond, so let me go ahead and pull this up really quick.
Your call, I don't
And-
mind. If you want to just roll your
Okay.
own dice and shout out numbers, go for it.
Sounds like a plan. Okay, that will be an 18 for initiative.
Alright then.
Nice.
Stick for an 18. For some reason your token doesn't have a name. That is odd.
That's very weird. I don't know.
Oh, no, never mind. It was just the size of my turn order screen.
Oh,
The
okay.
name is too long for the screen, apparently.
I tried to change it in. Hold on and see if it shows up on here. Okay, hold on. Let me save it on roll 20. Okay, hopefully that should work at least.
I can fix it. Fine.
Cool.
Do that. And let me do that for Vistra as well, for the sake of keeping everybody in the same. There you go. Now everybody's just got a first name.
Cool.
Johnny's all first name.
Yep. Johnny was ahead of the group here. Alright then. Sort this out. Right. Vistra. As these... You see Johnny move ahead towards these creatures, and they all turn, looking as if they're about to attack him. This one that you can see from here starts lunging towards him. You see others moving in from the sides down these corridors. What do you wish to do?
I think I'm going to sneak attack and shoot him with my short bow.
Go for it. He's definitely not paying attention to you. He's got Johnny in front of him, so... The music stopped. Did I break the music?
E.
God's sake. I don't know how roll 20
I'm a
handles.
terrible shot.
Yeah, unfortunately, just glides slightly past his head. I mean, you were aiming to not hit Johnny, so, you know.
Yeah.
At least you didn't hit Johnny. Alright. Anything else from you?
I think that's pretty much all I can do, so I'm just gonna probably chill here for a bit.
Chill out where it's safe. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Alright. Racer.
Okay, so, can't really see that well with everyone right there. So I'm going to use half of my movement to move up to the front of these guys just so that I can kind of see better. And now that I can see Johnny and that other guy, I'm going to cast Frostbite on the undead in front. He'll have to make a con save of 16.
Thank you. 1 second, I closed its character sheet because I have too many things on the screen. That's the thing I needed on the screen.
Understandable.
Croy, for the sake of stream, can you switch back to the chat window so stream can see the rolls? While I find this guy's con save. 11, that's going to be below your DC at this level.
Okay, and you said 11. Okay, so he's going to take... Oh, that was ugly. I didn't mean to do that, but I rolled it on here anyway. That's fine. 7 points of cold damage.
Alright.
And... pretty sure that's all I've got for right now. Yep. Okay, so that's my turn.
No worries. As the quick hit of frostbite slams into this first ghast, and it recoils a bit. It's still sort of reaching towards trying to claw Johnny, but it recoils a bit at the hit.
Okay.
And the ghasts. These ones in the corridor start to shamble forwards. Johnny, you can see this a bit clearer than everybody else as they start to move to surround you almost, and it's going to get a bit cramped in this corridor. This first one that was already swinging towards you is going to make an attack at you. That's a 16 to hit. Misses. I did not have multi-attack, so... one of these others that's moving forwards also tries to clip you. I'll be 15 for that one.
Also miss.
Also a miss. No worries. They're getting over there slowly. And that brings us to you. Johnny. Can you make me a con save at the start of your turn, please?
Sure. Is it for some kind of infection?
It's for... stench is technically a poison. It's not disease. I know you're immune to disease.
Well, I'm also immune to...
You have advantage on saves against poisons, which I should have mentioned. Yeah, fair enough. It's not poison damage, it's the poison effect, but you have advantage on saves against poisons, so con with advantage.
Fair enough.
Warforged. It didn't quite click in my brain.
16.
16 will save, yep.
Yee.
It's fine. And you can tell... I mean, you don't need to breathe, but you have the option to breathe, and you can tell that these guys stink. And it'd probably be fairly unpleasant to be this close to them, but you just ignore it. You don't need to breathe it.
Yeah.
Alright, go ahead.
General just look at them. Well, that was quite rude. I was only going to ask for directions, but I can go ahead and do the making you aspect as he takes out his pike and just immediately swings towards one of them.
Yep, go for it.
This one was the one that got hurt, right?
Yes.
I'll swing at that one.
Alright then.
Yeah, normal pike. 18 for 8 damage.
Yep, easy hit. As you just try to make enough room in this corridor, swing out the pike and just slice across its arm.
Okay, one more. 10.
Unfortunately misses.
And that's my turn.
A bit awkward moving the pike around against this wall with all these guys surrounding you. You can't quite get the purchase on it.
Fair enough.
And Aaron. I feel like I should draw that name out more. Aaron.
Aaron. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I am not quite sure at this point. I'm looking ahead, and I'm like, what's Johnny doing? What's he? And I take a step forward, and I see just what it is, and I can begin to smell, and I'm just like, oh shit, Johnny, you're surrounded, but I guess you like that, and I take a step backwards through the door. And
leave him to it, it'll be fine.
Just very quickly, I just point my finger forward at the couple of these things that I can see, and a couple of bubbles of acid just come scooshing out. I'm just so shocked to see these things. I'm just like, I thought we were fighting humans. I thought we were catching them, and to see us undead. So this acid just disappears off my finger, launches towards them. Yeah, I'm casting Acid Splash, and they must succeed on a Dex saving throw or just take a D6 damage. 2d6 damage.
Alright, 2 creatures. So they're both making the save. 1 second. Sorry. I'm very used to the Foundry thing where if I double click a token I get the character sheet and it's really confusing me right now.
Yeah. And 15 is the DC.
Time.
So
they both save.
They both make it, yeah. And as a bonus action, I send my light man forward to meet them, just so it walks right up to them. It's nothing, but it just walks straight forward. Maybe distracts.
Yeah, I don't have a convenient token for a light creature. I would have given you one already.
Don't worry, yeah.
It moves forwards, blocks some space in the corridor, and I mean, it's definitely giving them something to think about because it looks freaky, but you're not sure it's going to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
They seem quite focused on Johnny as it is. And back up to the top, Vistra.
Sweet. Since that other one has now shambled forward and is next to Johnny, I am going to sneak attack and short bow again. Let's see if it works this time.
I've finally figured out the looping music thing. I've sorted that one out. And that'll be a hit. Easy enough.
Hey.
So it does like 17 damage. Sweet.
Yeah. It's very distracted fighting Johnny. Your arrow just jams straight into the chest. And you feel like you've done something considerable. It doesn't seem to move its arm properly anymore. It's definitely getting down there.
Well, that's good. Yeah, I think I'll probably just stay put and keep shooting these guys, so...
Hang out at the back where it's safe.
Yeah.
Alright then. Racer.
Okay, so from where I'm at in the hallway, I can see that one guy right there that's shambling down the corner and that other one right in front of Johnny.
Yeah.
Has that one that's been on the other side that's shambling down the hallway, has that one been hit yet?
No.
No? Okay.
So this one that Johnny first approached looks very damaged right now. It's not really moving properly, it's moving very stiffly. This one, you've seen it come down the corridor, you haven't seen anybody hit it yet. And
okay.
It looks like it's about to slap Johnny, so...
Okay. Well, I don't want to hit Johnny aiming for the guy in front of him. So the guy that's about to slap him. Yeah, but I'd rather not, if it's possible. So instead, I'm going to turn my attention to the guy that's shambling down the hallway, and I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt.
Over it.
That is a, hold on, math. Ooh, not my strong point. Let me pull out my calculator. Unfortunate. 30-20 to hit?
Good enough.
All right, cool.
Good enough.
And that's going to be 4d6 of radiant damage. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 points of radiant damage.
15 radiant, and the next attack made against it has advantage. As the guiding bolt slams into it and it lights up almost an outline around it. Makes it very easy to tell where this one is. And makes it look a bit like a larger version of Iron's Little Light Man. Strangely, but...
Perfect, yep. And then whoever hits it next has advantage.
Yep.
And then that'll be my turn.
Alright then. Which brings us to Ghasts, and... I'm just going to pick one of these symbols. I'll remember what it means. None of these symbols make sense to me right now.
They are different than in Foundry.
Yeah, pretty much. I know what the Foundry
Very
symbols are. I've been using it all the time. Now I'm just confused. I haven't used Roll20 for about 4 years, so I'm really very much getting back into it.
Me and the opposite. Like, I'm just learning Foundry, and I've been using Roll20 for like months now, so I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
No, it's very much you expect them all to work the same way, and then there's all the minor things that you just get used to that don't work the same way.
100%, 100%.
Nonetheless, the Ghasts are closing in on Johnny. This one in front of him is going to make an attack.
Nope.
18 misses. This one that's currently glowing with light makes an attack. 16 misses.
Yep.
And this one down to the south of you makes an attack. 8 misses. They're all rolling with advantage, I don't know why. I haven't figured out how to fix that yet.
Enemies do that.
Yeah, I don't want them to. Just give me a toggle button. Then they don't have advantage for this. It's defined in the sheet, and I have to fix it for everything. Anyway. These others start to move closer. They're really packing in the corridor here, but they can't really move around each other. So it's going to be a bit awkward for them to try and hit you, but they're packing up the area around you, definitely. And you're up, Johnny.
Johnny would just casually turn around to the one who was worried about him, and he'll go ahead and say, don't worry, friend. It's only dangerous if they're a threat, so it's not dangerous. And he'll continue to just... He'll go ahead and just continue swinging at the one right in front of him.
Go for it.
Pike. 11.
Just misses, unfortunately. They're getting
Damn.
packed in a bit too much. You can't quite swing it properly.
Get one more. 26.
Yes, you easily
Yeah.
free up enough space, slam the pike straight into it. How do you want to kill it?
Just swing, and from the right underneath its head, just go ahead and hit the pike underneath it and just pop the head off.
Yes.
Just trying to get enough space here. Just the pike essentially straight lined up with it, and you just whip the pike up, its head flies off, bounces against the door behind it.
Hey, one down. Okay, who's next?
What's these
That's
creatures?
his turn.
Good enough. Aaron.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing now.
Aaron's like, he's like, yeah, Johnny, you're doing fine. Get them all bunched up like that. Brilliant. And he walks forward. And he kind of stands and he sees how many there is, and he's like, Jesus, what the... He doesn't say that word. He says, for the love of Eldath, what the earth's going on here? And he pulls up his hands, he moves his hands in a way. You just see small motes of air appearing in his fingers, and from that, a 15-foot cone erupts from him. I want to be in a position where I can hit as many as possible. Aaron would know where that is, but and because he is a very capable magic user. He also has the advantage of being able to cast a careful spell.
So you'll use a sorcery point to
I'm using a sorcery
save
point.
Johnny from that spot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Easy enough. And you can hit, essentially, all 4 of these ghasts. You know it's going to bend the corner a little bit. You can toast sort of the edge of this ghast. It'll definitely get hit.
Yeah.
Easy enough.
So, and it just erupts. I just managed to focus on Johnny enough, because we've been fighting together for so long, that I can pick him out, and Johnny's shape forms in the light as a light figure walks over him, and the flame just parts around him, and it hopefully toasts all of these guys that are assailing him.
Enjoyed the hopefully.
So yeah, dex saving throw.
Dex saving throws from each of them.
And it's a 3d6
on
a fail,
left.
or... Oh no, and I'm casting it, first level, so 3d6.
Your spell DC at this level is 15, 16?
15.
Something. 3 of them fail.
Excellent.
Hey.
Let's
So,
go.
Let's go ahead and roll your 3d6.
3d6. 10.
Better than nothing.
Actually, that's not bad.
As you start to focus on making sure you don't hit Johnny, and maybe that messes up your spell a bit. You miss one of them, but 3 of them easily toasting. The robes start to catch on fire, and you see these creatures just recoiling from the flame.
And then I take a step back. You got this, Johnny?
Of course.
Just leave Johnny out there. He'll be fine.
Johnny's got this.
Anything else from you?
That's it.
All right then, Vistra.
Cool. Sneak attack and short bow, I guess. I'm just gonna shoot at the one that's got the little fist thing above it.
You have advantage.
Yeah.
Hence the little fist thing. When your advantage button.
Hey, damn.
Wait,
Let's go.
Easily enough. As you can take the time to line up the shot. They're distracted by this fire, and how do you want to kill this one?
I just feel like my arrow goes straight through its head. And it just kind of
Yeah,
in between
easy
the
enough.
ears.
you wait for it to line up just perfectly. The arrow just slams between the ears, sprays something all over the back wall.
Sorry,
Best not to
Johnny.
think about what.
It's fine. Blood of my enemies I don't really mind that much.
And
Yeah.
that one falls to the ground.
Sweet.
Sick.
Anything else from you, Vistra?
I think I'm good.
All right then, Racer.
Okay, so first what I'm going to do is everyone in the party is going to hear in the back of their head, watch out, stay close to me. And then I'm going to wild shape into a young winter wolf.
Excellent. Give me 2 seconds because I don't think I have a white wolf token. Oh, I do have a white wolf token. Convenient.
Hey.
Even better.
Yeah.
Fight with roll
And
20.
then-
That is a big wolf.
Yeah, he's freaking huge.
Oh, it is a large creature. Fair enough.
Yeah, he's freaking huge. And yeah, I'm going to just, and that's my action. So unless I can actively like still attack, then that's my turn. Just ready.
Yeah, you swap into the
Up to
form
you.
of this wolf. Let me just disappear you. That would be your action to wild shape, I believe.
Mm-hmm. It is,
So-
yeah. So that's why I was like, that's my turn then. I'm
Pretty
just prepping
much.
ready.
Unless you want to step forwards.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, actually, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'm gonna use my movement to come right up on.
You should be
This
able to
guy.
move that wolf token now, so.
Yeah, I should. Yeah, so I'm gonna come right up on here, and I'm gonna be right in behind Johnny. And with that, oh yeah, okay, that's for me. Do you do flanking at all? Is that a thing that you do?
Not generally, because
Okay.
it just makes things confusing, but we can do flank if you want to.
Oh no, it's no worries. I was just wondering in behalf of Johnny, because as a wolf, I have pack tactics.
Oh, that is fair. But then
yeah, I get
pack
advantage.
tactics is
Pack
kind
tactics
of
is
designed
different.
to replace flanking.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that are designed to replace flanking, and then putting flanking back in makes it a bit confusing.
Fair. That's why I was just double checking. I was like, I don't know if that'll actually work or not. But
No,
just,
fair
I was like,
enough.
okay. Fair.
If we had
Cool.
a
Then
session
that's my
0,
turn.
would have discussed it. We didn't have a session 0 because
Yeah.
I'm only here for
No
one night,
worries.
as it were. So.
I get you. No worries at all. Yeah, so that's my action. And I'm just going to kind of stand on the side of Johnny and just like snarl at the rest of the ones around.
Easy enough. And you all hear Rice's voice in your head, just telling you to stay close, as she steps forwards and just turns into this massive wolf that pretty much fills the corridor. Which you might not have been expecting. And as she steps forwards, these ghasts are going to move up and squeeze into the remaining spaces here. And they're all going for Johnny
Works for me.
once again. So they all just start swinging their claws at you.
Hey! One managed to hit.
One managed to hit eventually.
Wow.
The 19 also misses.
The 19 also missed, so no. I've got your numbers written down. I'm good.
Okay.
That's 11 slashing to you, and can you make me a Constitution save?
Yeah, no problem. Also, DC saving throw must be paralyzed for 1 minute. Oh,
I feel like there's a sort of edge case for Warforged
23.
paralysed, but we won't be exploring it today because you rolled a 23.
yep.
Easy enough for you. And as these ghasts all start closing in on you, we come to your turn.
Which is the one that hit me?
That would be 1, 2, 3, 4. This one.
Hey, good hit. Now it's my turn. Let's see if I can hit a bit harder. And 12?
Just misses, unfortunately.
One more. 19.
Definitely hits.
And because fuck this one, it hit me, I'm gonna Divine Smite it.
Go for it.
Let's go.
Divine Smite. 2d8, but it's an undead, so that's 3d8. So an extra
Alright then.
3d8. 11 more damage. Wow, that is such a bad roll.
Yeah. Ouch.
But still, it takes 21 damage.
21 damage, which is better than nothing.
Ooh. Yeah.
As you slam the pike into it, the radiant energy gathering around it, and you make a fairly deep cut, and it is pretty much licks of white flame on the edges of this cut that it definitely took a strong hit.
Yeah, as he summons the spirit or the divine energy into it, it seems to heat up and almost correlate like magma or like steam hot energy. And as it hits him, it almost seems to gush out and go through his body like magma or melted metal.
Yeah, you see the edges of this wound are starting to melt almost.
Okay, your turn again.
On a human, you'd expect maybe it would cauterize the wound, but it's definitely doing damage to this guy. All right, then. And Aaron.
Aaron looks at his still smouldering fingers and looks at the amount of hair that's just appeared in front of him in the corridor. And he's like...
Might have to, like, shoot between the legs.
Yeah, and
maybe?
he crouches and he kind of crouches down and he looks to see and he spots one of them through his legs and he's just like, I'm sorry, Rice, I'm sorry. And he fires. He fires 3 rays of fire. Scorching ray just hurls and he tries to lob them between the wolf's legs and slam into the torsos of the creatures assailing Johnny.
Hot buns.
Yeah. So that's I have to make attack rolls to hit with that. So let me just not that one. Scorching ray. 20 to hit.
1 hits.
That's 12 damage for the first one. And I'll just target the one that's closest to Wolf above
This
Johnny. Yeah. And then the next one, 16 to hit.
16 also hits.
That's 8 fire damage. And then...
Same target?
Same target, yeah.
8's dead.
Excellent.
The second scorching ray just blasts through it.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Slumps to the ground.
And just at that point, I guess, the wolf kind of shifts its stance a little bit, and I was about to fire one. I was like, whoa, hang on. And then I kind of take another step back and then launch it in the other direction.
Just lines up.
Yeah. And that's the third one that goes, which is another 16, which hits for 4 damage.
Which target?
The one to the left of the one that I dispatched.
All right. Easy enough. The wolf just shifts enough for you to blast through there, and you manage to strike. Just a sort of grazing hit, but you strike it at least, and the rods are catching fire a bit.
I sniff the air, and I'm like, I hope that's not singeing wolf fur.
And you just kind of hear like a snarl, like...
There are several smells in this area, most of which you thought were coming from the undead, but singed fur is definitely getting up there now.
I was say that's definitely like you could pin that point. You can pin that one out right from the top.
All right. Anything else from you?
No, that's me.
All right, Vistra.
Can I shoot around the wolf between its legs?
Yeah, you can get around there.
You can climb on top of the wolf.
That's a big wolf, but you can get around it well enough.
Kind of stands up on its hind legs a bit so that you can like get past.
The wolf is now dancing in the corridor.
It's like doing a jig.
I think I'm gonna shoot at this one again. Shoot at the one that's got like the empty square in front of it.
This one?
No, the top one. Sorry, I should explain that better. Yeah. So
you can just hold left mouse button on them. It'll mark them. It'll ping them like that.
Cool.
So, there you go.
Oh, I guess that's how you do it. Look at that.
Hey.
18 will hit. Easy enough.
Sweet. And yeah, I just
23.
shoot at it.
Yeah, solid shot straight through the shoulder. Still up, but it's having trouble moving with that. There's an arrow jammed in it.
Nice. I think I'm just going to move forward a little bit.
Yep. Squeeze up.
And that's my turn.
Make sure you've left enough room for the wolf. It's taking up a lot of space in this corridor.
I was gonna say, yeah, just get behind me, stay.
All right. And Risa, can you make me a Constitution save?
Yeah, sure, no problems. Let me see what that is. 16.
Easy enough. Yeah. It's definitely, as the wolf, you're starting to notice the smell coming off these more, but you barrel through it with some concentration.
Yeah. I do kind of hack a bit.
Yeah.
Because my sense
you're going to have to get that out of your snout eventually.
Yeah, I'll say my sense of smell is super strong right now. So I'm going to barrel towards this guy right there, and just bite him, just like pounce on him.
Squeezing around Johnny in this corner and jumping straight.
That's a dirty 20 to hit.
Easy enough.
Yes. Okay, and then that's 2d6. That is 10 points of piercing damage. Does this count as a creature? Because it's undead.
It's an undead creature.
Feel free to say no. I was going to say.
Well, either way, it's going down, so how do you want to kill it as you pounce onto the screen?
Perfect. So you just hear like a snarl as I just jump on top of him, and you just see like my mouth just clamp onto its neck, and I just like shake it as I'm just like ripping the body like piece from piece.
Yeah.
And I just like and spit it out because I'm like gagging because it tastes disgusting.
As you shake it around a bit, realize that you have to taste that while it's in your mouth.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, and that's my turn.
Easy enough. And the last two of these creatures standing around Johnny. One's going to claw at Johnny again.
Hey, another hit.
They're getting there eventually. It's 10 damage, and can you make me another Constitution save?
I got you. One second. Constitution. 24.
Easy enough. Oh, it's 24 again. It's impressive.
Crushed it.
And the other one is going to attempt to claw at the flank of this giant wolf that's now occupying the corridor. It's a 14 to hit you, Raisa.
A 14 does not hit me. Oh, yes, it does. That's actually, as a winter wolf, it does. Yes, it does. It just hits me.
All right. That one's going to hit for 7 slashing damage against your wolf health bar.
That's fine.
The wolf health points. And can you make me a Constitution save as well, please?
For sure. 18.
Easily enough. You sort of, as a druid, as with your awareness of these forms, you feel that claw hit. You feel something trying to make its way into your body, trying to get into the bloodstream. Doesn't quite catch, as the constitution of this wolf just forces it out, but there's definitely something going on there. Some sort of poison.
Which was the one that which one just clawed at me?
This one clawed at you.
Next target. Thank you.
Next target. Johnny.
Speaking of which, this is the one that clawed at me, right?
That would be the one.
Howdy, since your friend is dead, I guess you'll do. Let's go ahead and see how well you do. As I'll swing. And did not have Divine Smite on that one. That's still a 27. 21 to hit.
21 to hit, easy enough. Just for 7 piercing?
Yeah, 7 piercing. Did not have Divine Smite.
Yeah, easy enough. Don't worry about it. I've done that enough times.
One more. 20 for 12.
Let's go.
12. And, oops, I did my maths wrong. It got healthier. That's not good. Sorted. Yeah, you're chopping through it.
Should be happening.
Pretty much, one of its arms is hanging by a thread right now. It's not very effective anymore, but it's still standing. It's just very much looking like it shouldn't be standing at this point. But that's what undead do.
Yeah.
Anything else from you?
That's my turn.
All right then. Aaron.
Aaron sees that the wolf and Johnny, they're just like this mold of fighting going on. And he's looking and he's like, what am I? Guys! And he turns around and he walks up to that door. And and he's like, "Oh shit! We're blindside. We're gonna get. Oh god!" And then he rushes forward, and he kind of leans over the back of the wolf and stretches his arm round and just kind of lobs a couple of acid damage down the corridor. He's not really sure what he's hitting, but he's just kind of like stretching. And this acid.
Any way you can get around this wall.
Yeah, basically this is kind of the acid, and it aims for this one here, but he's just doing another acid splash at these guys. He's just trying to. He's figuring they're going to be dead pretty soon anyway. So
it's a dex save for acid splash, isn't it?
Yeah.
The search takes about half a second longer than I expect it to, and I'm like, I need to know this slightly faster.
Yeah, 9 fails.
9 fails.
DC's 15.
Yeah. You going for both targets or just for that one?
Just
you can get to both targets if you're squeezing around the wolf.
Yeah, I'm just kind of half lying over the back of the wolf, just and that fails as well. So
yeah, they both fail.
That's hilarious.
2d6.
It's very tight quarters to have a large wolf in, but
crap damage.
We're making it work.
Sorry, guys.
3 damage as these bits of acid just lob out and.
It's still something. You definitely hit. You heard the acid splash up against something, so
yeah,
pretty sure you hit him at least.
And he just takes opportunity. He just goes, "Oh, it's so soft," and then he stands back.
Just while you're there.
That's hilarious. Like, oh, wow.
Is that half the fun of being a druid? Just turn into comfy animals. Vistra.
Comfy, cute ones that can do lots of boo-boo damage.
I am going to move forward so I can actually see what I'm going to try and attack. And I guess I'm going to try and shoot at that one that's got half its arm dangling off.
Yep. Looking like it's not having a good time, so.
Yeah. 19 to hit.
19 easily hits.
Yeah, it's dead.
Yeah, far more than
it.
enough. Just goes straight through the neck and it just slumps backwards.
Possibly a little bit of overkill, but anyway.
More than a little bit, but.
I think when they're trying to kill us, overkill
Is the right amount of kill.
It's just
yeah,
enough
I think
kill.
so too. Just enough. It's kind of regular kill if you think about it.
And I think that's me done.
Alright then. Racer. There is
Cool.
one more ghast remaining. Keeps clawing at you. Very irritating.
Oh yeah. I am ripping both of those arms off of its body. That is my plan.
Alright,
so I'm gonna roll to bite again. Have advantage. Much better. That's also a dirty 20 to hit.
Keeps coming up. Yep, definitely do it.
So that's only 6 points of piercing damage.
Yeah, so
You're not quite getting to arms ripping off, but you're trying.
Yeah.
You definitely push it up
I
against
think
the
I
wall.
still
a bit
have
and
the
start
taste of
biting
it in
with
my
arms.
mouth
Yeah.
from the previous one, and I'm just like,
Biting
I don't
isn't
know if I
helping
really
you.
want to bite this again. I don't know if I want to bite this again. Yeah, but what I will do a bit is use my movement to move out a little bit to kind of give Rush and Aaron
Give everyone some room.
Yeah, give everyone a bit of room. I'm not just clocking the holiday corridor, and then that's my turn.
Alright then. And the final remaining ghast, not credited with a overabundance of intelligence, is going to claw at Johnny some more. That's a 9, which is a complete miss.
Yeah.
Just claws against your armor, doesn't do anything. The splint mail that you've infused into yourself here, that it just can't get through. And you just watch it ineffectually clawing against your armor. And turn towards it with a grin, as it were. Your turn.
As he just looks down at it, he'll just go ahead and say, could have just told us what the bandits were, but this works too. And I'm going to swing at it.
Go for it.
25. 5 damage.
Easily hits.
Second
And you're
attack.
chopping it down.
15 for 10.
And that'll do the rest of the chopping. I want this last
Hey.
one to die.
Just straight wide swing to the head, and as I pierce the skull, I just slam it into the wall, piercing the wall behind it. As I just take out the warpike.
Yep. Easy enough. Just slam it against this wall. Slight mark in the wall where you stabbed into it, and this last one slumps to the ground.
Rexa just howls.
Very nice.
Well, that was fun.
Yes, it was.
And are we out of
Yes.
initiative and combat? Okay. So I'm gonna wild shape back into my form.
That's fine. Just get rid of this. Oops. 1 second. I made your actual token disappear, which is slightly inconvenient for you.
Yeah, Aaron, he
Put that back in the
looks
token layer.
he looks at Raisa changing and says, I've seen you change into things before, but you've never filled up an entire corridor with fur. That was mighty impressive.
And she just kind of like looks back over at him and is like, I've been holding on to that one for a while. It's like rubs her hands together, like maniacally, like.
I like the doggy, so that was fun.
Apologies
I
if
like
I
Back pocket.
scorched you, or that. Yeah, but it was acid and fire and everything going down the corridor. We did it. Goodness, we got to crack on.
He's a big soft boy. Don't worry about it. A little singe for ain't nothing. And also, they tasted disgusting.
Somehow, even wild shaping back did not get that taste out of your mouth.
Yeah, I go into my component pouch and I pull out a bit of like mint or something, and I love it over to you. So it might help.
Thank you. She just like immediately is like, oh, bless you, and just like starts like chewing on it immediately. Just like, oh God, it was so gross.
Real use for a component pouch. All that random trash that you need every time.
Got mint sticks.
Apparently they they smell quite bad too, but that's only a problem if you have to breathe.
Oh, they smelled awful. I actually am more appreciative of my form now. They were too strong as a wolf.
Well, like I said, it's only a problem you have to breathe, so I just didn't breathe.
Yeah.
Johnny, not everyone has that. Not everyone can do that.
That's quite unfortunate for them.
You're gifted.
In this aspect, yeah. Yeah.
There's still a stench in the corridor, right? It's still kind of lingering body of the ones that we dispatched.
I feel like it's stronger now. Like it's just obliterated so many of them.
Stronger the ones that have been
everywhere.
Slightly charred.
Can those of us not blessed with Johnny's abilities, can we just get out of it? It's putrid.
Really appreciative of it.
Well, just
Looking at the body that's like pinned to the wall from Johnny's pick, just like sitting there, just like, let's just go.
Well,
There's a lot of nasty stains all over these walls now.
I just need to repair myself for a second, as he took a couple hits. So he's gonna go ahead and just put his hands over the cut or claw marks, and again, it starts to go ahead and heat up with that divine energy, as it almost seems to melt his armor down and go over the places that it was cut, and then seem to harden and soften up, seemingly to repair himself. As I do lay on hands, I'll do 10 on myself.
All right.
He just like looks over at him and is like, I am never not amazed when you do that.
It looks amazing. The way the armor just flows together, and I mean, if you could do that to anything, he'd have a great job as a minor blacksmith. Just whenever somebody's got a rent in the armor, just wave your hand over it. Problem solved.
Yeah.
Well,
let's go.
Well, I don't know. Well, I don't have any feeling. I can't feel anything, but apparently it feels rather warm.
Raisa also kind of like takes the time to be like, hey you guys, so like really sorry I just like popped in your mind like that, but just wanted to give you guys a fair warning. I don't really like to do that unless I have the okay from everyone, but I felt like that was probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Oh,
No harm
it
done.
was fine. It was fine by me. When I was first created, I heard plenty of voices in my own head told me to do things, so that was fine.
Yeah, it happens.
There's doubt in my mind that is exactly what happened.
We're just
Anyways.
glad that you weren't a spell trying to form. I was wondering at first what you were going to end up as, but then I realised you told me we were wolf and I couldn't cast you, so that was all right. I was thinking maybe that was my hat, no, but I realised it wasn't. It was okay. Good. We've got some guys to catch.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
and he's still marked for death, so I can still track him.
They can run, but they can't hide.
Yes,
Love
they
it.
can never run that far.
Which way, Johnny?
I'll see if I can try to track him.
Yeah, and you sense you had some attention paid to it during the fight. There were several things clawing at you, but they weren't very good, so you could ignore them mostly. And they definitely went sort of down this way before you'd come around the corner and down what seemed to be down further in this direction.
Johnny just kind of turns his head like in a very calm rotating motion as his eyes seem to kind of blink and kind of scan out. And when it goes over that part, they kind of blink for a second and then go out as he says, "He's that way."
Yeah, somewhere down that way.
And Johnny will start walking.
All right.
Yep.
I'll
As
follow
you
behind.
start to move closer, following where you sense that marker, the spell ends.
Did it go over here or over here?
It was. I turned the ruler off. It was essentially through this door
Okay.
and
Is it
somewhere down
open?
there. But as you concentrate on this, as you start to follow it, you feel the spell drop, which at this point you assume means the creature has died.
Oh,
Somewhere
yeah.
through this door, somewhere further down, so sort of southwest of where you are currently.
Johnny just kind of stops and he just looks up and says, "Well, that's quite annoying.
What's happened?
Somebody took my prey from me before I could."
You did warn
That's
us.
not fair.
The quarry has appeared to have died, which is
So
quite
what exactly
annoying.
does that mean?
It means that he has died.
Well, I get that. I'm saying, like, what does that mean for us?
Nothing. He can't affect us anymore. He is dead.
Something's killed it, and it must be bigger than what it was. Yeah, well.
I agree.
Well, the boss was quite big, and I managed to tag him, but yes, it appears like he managed to go ahead and do some damage. Either way, I know the general direction they were before they died, so let's go there and kill whatever killed them.
Impeccable logic as always.
And he just walks forward.
Yeah. It's easy enough to open this door, it's not locked. And you're presented with what seems to be a short corridor with more doors at the end. There's a lot of doors in this place, they're just inconvenient.
So many doors.
There's more things between you and your prey.
This place is a catacomb. This reminds me of that place that we went to that was at the bottom of that wizard's tower, and we ended up spending 16 days just walking about and surviving on rations. And Johnny was all right, but it was good to get out
Doesn't
and
really help us.
get some fresh air. Anybody want to go in front? I don't mind if you're right behind Johnny. That's totally fine by me. And Aaron just kind of stands at the side of the wall like this, and he's like making himself thin because he's thin already. And he looks, and he's, yeah, that'll do. I don't want to be right at the back. Carries.
Yeah, so, all right, so I'm going to go ahead and follow Johnny. I just saw him go up this way.
Yep. And you see Johnny just pushing these doors open, trying them out, and walking into this space that seems to be maybe a dining hall originally. There's these two stone tables with benches standing at the end of this room. Everything, pretty much everything in here is covered in cobwebs and dust. And mostly, it looks like nobody's been here for a long time. The only disturbances in the dust are your footprints as you walk in.
I assume that they have not gone in here, since there's nothing that's been in here for quite some time.
Not letting me move my token. What is going on? It's moving my screen everywhere.
That's weird.
Oh, yeah, that happens sometimes. Either just double click or just restart the page.
Okay. Okay, hold on. Restart it really quick.
Yeah.
Is there any like rotten food in here? Because you said it was like some kind of diner. Is there like any food?
There doesn't seem to be anything in here. You'd assume maybe there's a busted door here, there's a door here, maybe one of these is a pantry. You assume they'd store food near where they eat food. That seems logical to you. I mean, you're not quite au fait with the concept of food, but people need to eat. They probably keep it where they eat it.
Well, if you're worried about running out of food, there might be some here.
Aaron's about to point out the gong, and then he remembers the last time with Johnny, and he just kind of goes, and he just mumbles these words down his sleeve.
Well, since they were not here, and since the thing that have killed them is not here, let's keep on moving, shall we?
Sure.
Fair enough.
Johnny makes his way back out into the corridor. And walking into what seems to be an old storage room, it's covered in trash for the most part. Broken crates and barrels that line the floor here. What seems to be busted old broken tools, ladders, pickaxes with half a handle, etc. And then in this one corner there's just a big hole in the floor. Part of the wall seems to have crumbled out and it leads off into what seems to be a more natural cavern.
Does it seem like anybody's walked through here recently?
Possibly. There are some footsteps and some disturbances in the dust, but once it gets to sort of where this cavern starts, there isn't really any dust left. It looks like this area maybe has travelled more by something. Maybe something broke in to get at food. But you can definitely see, when you came in, you could see footprints at the doorway and at that sort of area, but further into the room, most of the dust isn't there. I mean, either someone's sweeping it up in this one specific place, or something has more commonly disturbed it.
I want to kind of look around at the walls and floors a bit closely. I want to see if there are like any scratch marks or any like signs of like, I don't know why I'm only thinking like forced entry, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to see if there's like any like trauma or anything like that that's happened to the room, or if anyone was dragged down here or anything like that.
Yeah. Go ahead and make me a perception check.
Cool. $18.
Yeah, and you look around. You've got a fairly decent eye for this, and I mean, it's a stone wall. They only go down in one of two ways, and it's definitely what you can see of the edge of this wall. Something bust into here from this cavern area, broke from the cavern area into this storage room to get at whatever was left there, and it looks like whatever that is, some sort of animal, comes through here regularly. There's scuffs all around the walls that seem to indicate passage through here.
Okay. I basically turn to the rest of the party and kind of like point out the claw marks on the wall and on the floors and stuff like that. And I'm like, I think something from the outside broke in here. And by the looks of it, they continuously come back.
That wasn't made by wolf claws, was it? It's can I roll perception to see if I can spot anything that might indicate what manner of beast it was that broke through?
I would also like to, just because I'm like a researcher scientist, and so I can try to recall magic and scientific information.
Perception or survival if it's higher.
Okay. Let me
Is
see.
nature also
I'm pretty
possible?
Sure my perception is
Nature
higher.
is also possible.
Can I? Because I have stone cutting as a racial ability.
Yes.
I'm maybe perception is higher.
Can I make a history check on that?
Yeah, you can roll a history with advantage. Looking at the stone walls here.
Yeah.
I rolled a dirty 20 for perception.
About right.
18 for Aaron.
Thank you.
Yeesh.
It's not great, Vistra, but you get some idea of the walls here were definitely... They seem to be a fairly old construction, and they were broken down some time ago, but you see more recent scuffs that would indicate things here. And everybody looking at the floor, you all sort of... You divide the floor up a bit, trying to get a better idea of what's moving through here, trying to look closer at different parts of it, and definitely, Ryder and Aaron, you both agree that there is maybe 2 or 3 creatures that come through here, one slightly larger than the rest. They have 4 legs and claws. They're not wolves, they're bigger, heavier, maybe scaled.
Pangolins.
It doesn't quite look like fur patterns. They might be pangolins. That is an inside joke. That doesn't work here.
I get it.
I enjoyed it, but...
And you just see him pointing and saying, pangolins. Anyway. Lots of them, at least. I'm kind of glad it's not just one big one, and I get a little bit of slightly glowing material, and it looks like it's a sort of squirmy thing. It comes out from under my sleeve, and it squirms up my hand, and I just flick it down the corridor. And this glowworm flies through the air, I mutter a couple of words, and it just goes into these balls of light, which then back down into this shape of a humanoid, and I stand it just at the edge where the kind of limit of the dark vision in that area, and I want to see if it will draw anything to it, because it's not very light. It's dim light with a 10-foot radius, but I assume if anything's in the tunnel that's watching it, it might kind of attract some attention. So I kind of just, and that thing appears kind of down there somewhere.
And you blast out and create this light down into the caverns, and it gives you a slightly better view of the edge of the cavern, pretty much. And you wait for a moment. Nothing seems to respond to it. A moment longer. Shadows flicker as some small creatures with flapping wings gather around it, but nothing that you think would cause you harm, unless those creatures are a lot harder hitting than they look. Because they're, like, tiny. They couldn't do anything to you, surely. Seemingly nothing rushing out to attack it.
Well, the best way to go ahead and find out what's inside is to go inside and kill it.
So maybe we should try to, I don't know, get a little bit more clues as to what exactly we're up against before we just run in blind.
If it dies, I don't know how the clues would help.
But we would also be alive.
Why would I die?
And like she kind of steps back and then like has to remind herself, this is Johnny we're talking to.
Yeah, and you just get like a kind of knowing nod from Aaron as well. He's just like,
yeah. All right, okay. All right, Johnny, lead the way.
Okay. You walk forward.
Yeah. And you start to move down the corridor, and it takes you a second to notice. You're still sort of... You don't need to breathe, and you're not really paying attention. But there is definitely a smell in this corridor. The others start to notice it as soon as they start to move down. That off to the east of you now, there's definitely some smell coming from down that way. It smells very bad, like if you'd left a pile of garbage for several hundred years. It's pretty bad.
Hey, I'm guessing that's the way we need to go.
But
Let's just get it over with and get out of here.
yeah.
We're just after some treasure. I mean, how difficult can it be?
It hasn't been difficult for me at all.
And as you push forwards, Johnny, there's small bits and pieces around here that block bits of the corridor a little. Just go out to the walls.
Just bye.
Just straight through the wall.
Really? I just realized that. It's like, oh, ha 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 ha.
There is no sort of movement blocking in Roll20.
There is.
is.
I just don't think you have it
Yeah.
active.
If there is, I couldn't figure it out.
If you
Yeah,
press-
you're good.
If you press
Doesn't
comma, if
matter.
you've got keyboard shortcuts, you might see a whole bunch of lines drawn, but don't worry if it's not there.
Johnny just turns right and then just walks through the wall. Just
Dunk. Nonetheless, you
Just crushes
pass
through
into
it.
what seems to be a wider cavern, and mounds of what seem to be dead rodents, dead birds, small rats and things. Sort of things you'd expect to be in a cavern, but just piled up dead in big heaps around the edges of this space. And various garbage of human food, or of food that you'd expect to be consumed in the temple, sacks of what could have once held grain or maybe bread, just tossed around the edges here in these massive piles that cover the edges of this cavern.
hey, there's food if you're worried about going hungry.
No thanks, Johnny. It doesn't really look the
yeah.
kind of stuff that we would
Not
be able to
too
digest
appeasing.
so easily. But
Distinctly unappealing.
Don't you just put it inside your mouth and let it enter your body?
but it has to be somewhat fresh. There are microbes.
There's levels to it.
Johnny just cocks his head.
When we get out of here, I'll explain cooking and food to meat sacks.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
By the way, if I look around, is there any human remains in here?
Maybe a perception
Or-
check.
Okay.
There's nothing obvious, but
Or humanoid remains. specifically.
I casually flick some acid onto some of the rotten food just to decay it further in case Johnny gets any other ideas.
Any ideas?
yeah. And
That's
as you start flicking acid around, trying to get rid of some of this, and you see Johnny walking up these piles and prodding through them with the butt end of his pike, searching.
He's probably
for
just
the
good reaching his hand in there. He doesn't.
Oh,
he
just
doesn't
stick
care.
your hand in there then. Yeah, you just stick your hand in, feel around, and you don't seem to find anything humanoid, and you poke around, and something that has a bit of give to it, that feels sort of warm and moving, and this creature starts to emerge from the pile of trash here.
Let's see it. Oh,
This sort of
What the
reptilian
hell?
creature with tentacles emerging from its back, lashing out, and these... Essentially, the head is just a giant mouth filled with teeth.
Johnny just has one of the
Ooh.
tentacles and just lifted it up.
You just pull it up, and this creature's just attached to the end of it.
Oh, howdy!
As the
Oh,
tentacles
that
start
was
to
a terrible roll.
lash out around you.
Johnny will say as it does that. Oh, howdy! Do you know where the bandits are?
It does not want to react. Does not want to respond to that, but
Oh,
roll
I
for
know.
initiative.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, that I rolled a 9 in
Thank you.
initiative. That was awful.
I rolled a 2.
Oh wait, Johnny rolled it. So
Also, I love the zoomed in face token Because, like, yeah, despite how he talks, that's still just how he always looks. He shows no expressions. So,
That's just a helmet.
Love it.
yeah,
Love it.
he's a terrifying giant knight that just acts the way he acts.
Oh, don't worry. It's also rolled a 2.
Wait, hang on. Who goes first?
Vistra.
No, I say between the two.
You.
Yeah.
Players always go before NPCs, so. But for now, Vistra. As you see Johnny basically reach into the pile and pull out a creature.
I just kind of am like a little bit surprised by this entire thing, but just pull out my bow and sneak attack shoot at it.
I mean, it doesn't seem that out of place for Johnny, honestly.
I know,
Yeah.
but it's just like this thing, and I'm still getting to know Johnny, so I'm just kind of a little bit like, okay, this is all happening.
Oh, and Johnny did ask, "Howdy, do you know where the bandits are?" To this thing.
Yeah, and I'm kind of like, this thing is not going to tell us because it is a giant, weird flesh monster thingy. So I'm just going to shoot it because
Pretty accurate, yeah.
that has worked for me thus far.
Seems like good response to most problems, honestly.
Yeah, and I'm also vaguely offended at what it has done to food, so there's that.
That part.
Ish.
Yeah, unfortunately just glances off these whipping tentacles. You felt as you hit something, but it doesn't seem to have done anything. The arrow just bounced off as these tentacles were whipping about.
Okay, I think I'm gonna step back and then that's probably me done.
Alright. Just for your reference, blah blah. If you are not using your bonus action on a turn, as a can use it to careful aim, which will give you advantage on your attack roll. Which could help you out if you're not planning to do anything else with it.
Yeah, no, I probably should use that. I keep forgetting that that is a thing that I can use as
No,
a
it's
rogue.
fair enough. Just making sure, since you're not using your bonus action.
Yeah, I might do that. Oh no, it's only if I haven't moved. I've moved, so it's all good.
Yeah, but next turn, you're already in a corner, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Alright, and Aaron.
He just what? And he's dodging out the way of these tentacles, and he
They
just
are
kind
just
of
whipping around.
yeah, and he can't. He knows he can't get away from this thing, so he tries to like he swats a fly, and he just goes shh, and he actually manages to bat one away from him, and as it connects, a shock of energy just passes out of his fingers directly into this tentacle, and you just see the whole thing light up as he casts Shocking Grasp.
Hey.
Shocking Grasp.
Go.
Because he's caught where he does not like to be. The poor guy. Shocking Grasp. 24 to hit.
Unfortunately, it's not wearing armor made of metal, but 24 still hits.
10 lightning damage. Pulses down one of its tendrils.
Yeah, as you blast this lightning down a tendril. And it seems to respond to it, at least. The tendril curls up a bit, but you're not sure you did that much damage. And for some reason, it ordered you before Risa, who should have gone first. But in any case, if you're done...
Okay. Oh, no, it's Aaron's turn or my turn?
It's now your turn. You should have been before Aaron, but everything went wrong.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
We'll fix
that's
it next
totally
round.
fine.
Go ahead.
Totes fine. Okay, so as my action, I want to cast Moonbeam on him.
Yep.
That'll be at the 3rd level. You have to make a con save of 16.
At the start of his turn. So, Moonbeam only takes effect when he starts his turn in it.
That's fine. And then as my bonus action...
On his turn, he will make a save.
Yep. And then as my bonus action, I'm going to cast Grasping Vine on him as well.
That is a leveled spell. You can only cast one leveled spell in your turn. If you've got a cantrip that casts a bonus action, you can use that, but...
Let me see. I don't think I do. Yeah, so then never mind. Yeah,
that's fine.
That's fine. I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to disengage and move back just a bit from over in there. Yeah.
A bit out of tentacle
then-
range.
Yep, out of tentacle range, and that's my turn.
All right, then. Your moonbeam is up. Do you want it in that square? Do you want it in a different square? It's a square. It'll hit him.
Yeah, I don't care as long as it hits him. So that's
Good enough. All right, then. Johnny.
As Johnny is still just holding on to that one tentacle that he grabbed, he'll just go and say, "Oh, if you're looking to fight, then just focus on me, will you? So, fight me." As I cast Compel Duel. It's a bonus action.
Ooh.
Compel this creature
Saucy.
to duel with you. A quick read of Compelled Duel.
That's
It's
how
not come up in the
ballsy.
last,
I posted it.
year. Thank you.
You are.
I literally just pulled it up on the search.
You're
Perfect
good.
timing. One creature you can see must make a wisdom saving throw. Failed save, it's drawn, so yeah. Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
So
And he
fails its
fails.
save. Yep.
He is
So it has
compelled to
disadvantage
fight
on anything
me
apart
and
from
only
you.
me. Yep.
Yep. Easy enough.
As I say. And let's see how hard you hit, shall we? As I let go, grab my pick, and just swing down.
Yep.
I was just about to ask a question, but you posted the spell, so I see it. Cool.
Yep.
Thank you.
27 for 14 damage.
Definitely hits. You should just compel it to only fight you, and as it turns towards you, all the tentacles turn towards you, and you see the spikes that just line the edges of the tentacle. And as it does so, you just slam the pike into it.
Come on, big guy, let's
Does
dance.
it hit?
Ah, natural 1.
Unfortunately, can't quite get it with the second one. The tentacles start swinging around, it just knocks your aim off.
That's fine.
Alright. Anything else from you?
Yeah, that'd be it.
Alright. And the creature. Going to wriggle around, it has to fight you. Wants to
Even
fight
can.
you.
Start of its turn and my moonbeam, isn't it?
Thank you, yes. Which is a con save. Save.
Hope you make it.
13 is probably below your spell save DC at this level.
It was supposed to be a 16 is the con save. So go on ahead and take 25 points of
Yes.
radiant damage.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, and the moonbeam just blasts into this creature for 25 damage.
Hey.
I take off any of their tentacles with that. Like any of their tentacles like burn off in that.
Yes.
I'm trying to just cut it off all at the root. As least
Yeah.
amount of tentacles that we can to fight them, I'm trying to knock them out. So yeah, that works.
As it's swinging around, you do manage to catch one of the tentacles passes through this beam, and as it moves through the beam, it just lops off this tentacle at the end. And
Like flopping on the ground. Like
Yeah. And these tentacles are covered in spikes. They're almost like little mouths themselves. And as it flops to the ground, you just sort of you don't want to stand near that. It still looks dangerous. It's not moving anymore, though, at least. And
we pick it up and beat him with it.
that's an option.
Complete improvise a weapon. Just
Hey, Tavern Brawler.
Definitely Tavern Brawler. And the creature looks down that tentacle for a second, turns back to Johnny, and just slaps a tentacle across his face.
Or tries to.
14 just bounces off the armor.
Yeah.
Whatever's on these tentacles does not seem like it can break through your armor at all.
Although I
Another
imagine 50
whips
of these
against
things.
you.
Yeah, it has more than one
Nothing.
attack. Yep.
It does. And the mouth bites towards you as well. And it's just, everything seems to be covered in teeth with this thing, but none of them can get through.
But
so-
I'm made of armor. It might be
You are
covered in
made
teeth,
of
but
armor.
I'm made of armor.
Pretty much, you're fairly certain you can take this. And on the other side of the room, the rubble starts to shift. The garbage here starts to shift, and another creature emerges,
Ah.
Wonderful.
climbing its way out of the...
Oh no, we can't do the
Garbage, yeah.
strat of letting Johnny face everything while you guys snipe it from the back.
And Vistra.
I'm gonna
Leave.
well, tempting.
Hey.
I'm pretty sure I can, like, disengage or something.
You can disengage, or if you can hit it, you can then you have a free ability to move away because you're a swashbuckler, so you get fancy footwork.
Oh shit! Nice.
Okay, cool.
Sick.
I am just going to.
Also, you can just bonus action disengage if things go bad.
That is true, as a rock. You can
Yeah.
try and hit it first and then make your choice afterwards.
There's a lot of ways you can run away.
Damn it! I'm gonna have to drop my bow though, which is a little bit annoying. But anyway, I'm going to stab at the one that is closest to me, and then I'm getting the fuck out of dodge. Oh, sorry.
Go for it.
Carry on.
It's after 9 o'clock over here.
Hey.
You can swear here. Yeah, and you jab into it, and easily enough, you've got your fancy footwork at the ready. You can dance around it and dodge away if you need to.
Sweet. I am
Oops.
going over here.
Yep. You just dart out of the way. The tentacles start to come towards you, but easily dodging though.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure that's me done.
All right then. Racer, you're in the right place now.
Yay.
Cool. All right. So I can either attack it or I'm gonna try to attack it one more time. I'm going to cast Thunderclap on that guy already. That's going to be another Constitution save of a 16.
Thunderclap will hit your allies as it's 5 feet range from you, so you'll have to step to him, and then he'll hit everything
Cool.
within 5 feet of you, essentially. So
Okay. Will do. I will
if you
move.
want to think about your
those
position a
5.
bit.
Yeah. I say I'll. Am I still in that area where I would hit Aaron?
Yeah, unless you can probably squeeze up against the wall here.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. Squeeze up over against that wall.
Keep Aaron safe and just
And you can
Just
still
about
Yeah.
you can still move away with it, even with attacks of opportunity. It still has disadvantage because it's focused on
Oh,
me.
that's true. Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay, so yeah, go ahead and
One
do
second.
that.
you make your way into the right
That is-
position and hit that thunderclap.
Yeah, and that's just that was a poopy roll. That was 6 points of thunder damage.
Damage is
And
damage.
then- Yeah, very true. Very true. And then yeah, don't even care. I'm going to disengage one more time and just move out of tentacle range.
Yeah.
As best as I can. And then that'll be my turn.
Easy enough. It doesn't even try to hit you. It's completely focused on Johnny at this point.
Good.
As you
good, good,
quickly
good.
step out of the way. And Aaron, you've seen the second creature start to emerge. Vistra dodges past you, swinging this tiny rapier.
Aaron knows that Johnny is his only means of survival and wishes to free Johnny as quickly as possible to face this second foe. Seeing that Johnny has performed one of his tricks, Aaron moves a bit closer in that position that you talked about, being right up against the wall. He kind of like he's hiding right in, but as he does that, he turns round, and how far is that? Yeah, he's gonna cast hang on, Burning Hands. I think both of them are in range from him when he's there.
15-foot column from you. Yeah, you can touch both of them.
And I'm also you hear him mutter something in that strange voice that he uses sometimes. He mutters something in Draconic. And with that, he calls forth his ancestral, his elemental affinity, which is fire. So I get to do +3 to one of the damage rolls with that. And yeah, so I'm going to cast that, and I'm going to cast it at level 3.
Alright then. Your spell save DC is 15.
Yeah.
One of them saves. But this one closer to you takes the full brunt of the damage.
So that's... Yeah, 7 damage. Is it already calculated? I think it's already calculated my plus 3, so that's fine. Or is it?
It hasn't, it's straight 3d6.
Okay, so now, yeah, plus 3 to that. So 10 burning damage. Full whack.
Easy enough. And this one takes half. He just gets licked by some of the flames at the edge. Doesn't quite get the full brunt of it, but...
Oh wait, hang on, that should be...
That's 3d6
15.
plus 1d6, isn't it?
Yeah,
Thank
3d6
you.
plus... Yep,
That's fine.
thank you.
I think we figured that out at the same time. It'll get there.
And as
a bit weird.
as a bonus action, I would like to recover a second level spell slot with 3 sorcery points.
Easy enough. You just focus on that innate power that runs through your blood of the ancient gold dragons that presumably are somewhere in your ancestral tree, and the power gathers and you quickly manage to regain a bit of that magical power. Anything else from you?
That's it.
Alright then. Johnny.
Seeing as there's now another one appearing, he'll go ahead and go right here, not getting out of range of it, so that hopefully they'll both attack him. But he's also in a duel with this one, so I can pretty much only attack this one if I want that spell to stay.
Yep.
So I'm going to keep attacking him. 12?
This is just, unfortunately. Happens to
17.
17 definitely hits.
Okay, 17 damage to him.
Easy enough.
Hang on, when is... that's an action. Okay, that's my turn.
Alright then. And the Otyugh, this one needs to make a con save. Keep double clicking the tokens, it's not working. Hang on, does that have it? Oh, passes that, unfortunately.
I think he still take half.
Damage? Yeah, takes half damage. So, Sam, can you roll that moonbeam damage again?
I can. That's only 9 points of radiant damage. I rolled way better on the first one.
Ouch. And halved because he passed his save, unfortunately. Still, it's definitely hitting him. Doesn't cut off any more tentacles, but it's hitting him at least.
Yeah.
That's fine. Some damage is better than none.
Exactly. If you pile enough bits of damage up, they die eventually.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And as the moonbeam
really
beams
quick.
down on him, it's going to start slamming its tentacles to Johnny again.
Bring it on.
23.
That hits.
Ouch. That's going to be 5 bludgeoning, 6 piercing, 11 damage. And I need you to make athletics or acrobatics to try and escape as the tentacle wraps around.
Oh, it's pulling you in.
11.
Yeah. Unfortunately, this tentacle starts to wrap around you.
Yeah.
The icon of a snake.
Wait, is it a save? Or is it...
It is a save. Sorry. Well, it's a grapple escape, which is technically athletics or acrobatics, but...
whatever.
It's the awkward one where it's not technically a saving throw, but you are trying to save from something. Sometimes you get bonuses.
Take 11 damage. Okay.
You don't get Aura of Protection, which I assume is where you were going, fortunately, but...
Well, either way, even with Aura.
Yeah. But you are now grappled, and it's going to raise up that tentacle and try to slam you in. You make me a Constitution save.
Con save?
Yep. This one is a save, so you get our protection. There you go.
19.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Yep, easily. It slams you into the ground and you just You've been hit by harder things in the ground before. And it brings you up to its mouth and tries to bite it.
Can't bite through steel, baby.
Can't get through it at all. And the other creature starts to step forwards.
Oh.
Come on, yeah, gang up on me. Bring it on. I'll take them all.
They're fighting over you.
Pretty much.
My dinner. Yeah, it's my
Looks
dinner.
at you as you're wrapped up in this first one.
Ooh, you're going to be pulled for a pillar at the post.
It's going to start striking at you with advantage, unfortunately, because you're restrained.
That's fine.
That's a 22. Which will hit.
Ooh.
Just
16.
barely. Hang on. Restraint gives it advantage?
Yeah, restrained gives creatures attack rolls against you have advantage. And another tentacle slaps towards you. That one can't get through your armor. And trying to work around its friend's tentacle, it tries to bite at part of you. It's mostly just going for a leg. 25.
Yeah, both hit.
She'll get through the armor. Less. 13 piercing. And actually, no, you don't need to make me con save because it's a disease. Wouldn't even know.
Minus 16. First one was minus 16, right? Yep.
First one was 16, yes. Second one was 13.
Then minus 13. Okay.
Alright. And back up to the top, Vistra.
I'm gonna step forward and stab this one. No, I can't make the little clicky. The one that's directly in front of me anyway with my rapier, and then I'm gonna step back and use fancy footwork to get out of the way without being hit again.
Go for it.
Crushed it.
Unfortunately, doesn't get through its scaly arm.
Okay.
Seems fairly focused on Johnny though, so you're probably okay. Right.
All right. So I'm going to move my moonbeam to enemy numero dos.
Yeah. Easy enough.
And yeah. And I am currently good where I'm at, so that's my turn.
All right then. And Aaron.
I will be right back.
No worries.
Unmute my-
Yeah, like Aaron's not happy about Johnny being wrapped up with this thing, and he puts his hands together like this and breathes through them, and just as he does, a huge amount of flame rips out from his fingers, and a thin sheets of flame just shoot forth in a cone. He's going to use another one of his sorcery points to ensure that Johnny doesn't take the full brunt of this, but he's firing burning hands in front of him and across Johnny and into both of them. So it's a dex saving throw. Otherwise,
Yep.
3d6.
Straight 1 and a 12.
Excellent.
Both fails.
And I think I get this +3 every time. And I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, anything that's fire.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do
Fire is your element of choice.
roll 3d6 plus 3. 13 points of damage over both of them.
Nothing.
Pretty good roll, actually.
That plus
One of
3
them's
health.
definitely This one that Johnny's compelled is definitely looking a lot more beat up.
Is any part of it on fire?
Not really. It's very leathery. It doesn't really catch fire.
Yeah.
Well, quite a lot of the trash is catching fire. You're throwing fire around here. So.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else from you?
No, I'm staying put.
All right, Johnny.
Can I try to break out of its grapple?
Yeah, go for it. I'll have to
What
go
would that-
acrobatics.
That's just like a free at the beginning?
Yeah. It's
Okay.
still essentially it's going to be that 13 escape DC the entire time. So you're just trying to beat a 13
Okay.
easily enough. Yeah.
I
managed
just
to get your
yeah,
arm on there, wiggle out.
just force myself out. Or actually, his body starts to heat up and steam as it starts to go ahead and almost
As it's
it feels
wrapping around you.
uncomfortable grabbing about it as he just breaks out.
Yeah. It starts to loosen up as you get hotter and hotter, and
Yeah.
you just manage to force your way out. It loosens its grip just enough.
And as he does that, hang on. Yep, it's an action. He'll just go ahead and just stand up and look at it as he puts his hand over his heart and his entire body steams up and starts to melt again and cover all his wounded areas, as I'm going to do lay on hands and heal myself for 30.
All right, then.
That costs an action.
Nice.
As he seems almost completely restored. And as this thing, since I don't want that to happen again, and they're already both focused on me, I'll go ahead and drop Compelled Duel, and instead, as my hand is still laid on my heart, astral forms begin to appear around me. As you go ahead and hear some gears spinning up, and around his body, almost like another set of armor, is a bunch of spinning, circular, serrated gears castrated all across his body as I activate Shield of Faith.
Very nice. And you all watch as these gears just gather and interlock around Johnny's body as he shields himself with this.
And then he looks up and says, "You did a pretty good job. Now this time, actually try to do some damage." And I end my turn.
All right, then. And the creature, you're not sure if it understands you, but it seems to get the idea, at least. It slams towards you with its 25.
That hits.
You did taunt it. Great. And
Hey,
can you make me
super low
another
damage.
athletics, please?
Yeah, no problem. -8. Plus. Oh, athletics?
Yes, please.
24.
Yes.
Can't quite get it.
As it tries to wrap around the gears, it's just almost starting to get slightly cut up or annoyed.
Yeah. Every time it tries to get a grab, the gears just twist and can't quite grapple you properly. It slams at you with its other tentacle.
Nope.
Complete miss and bites at you.
And it
Miss
misses.
because of the
AC is
+2.
Yep, 23 AC.
I was doing the maths then. And the other one comes at you from behind. The first tentacle slaps. Complete miss. Second one misses, and the bite breaking off in the gears. You see a couple of teeth. And back up to the top, Vistra.
Sweet. I'm just gonna step forward and try and stab it again.
Unfortunately, can't quite get through the armor. The leathery skin.
Okay. And I'm gonna move back out of the way.
Okay.
Roll 20. Stop picking on Ross.
It's funny because all my initiative rolls have been really high, and then everything else is just like.
You can act first. All right. Anything else from you?
I don't think I can do anything. So yeah, I'm just pretty much.
By the way, you do have an offhand attack.
Oh yeah, that is a thing.
If you're doing
Stab it again.
yeah, if you're doing
yeah, that
stores,
is a thing.
you have an offhand attack.
I love that. I
Quick,
love
stab
that.
it again.
Yeah.
And you also do get sneak attack on your offhand if you do hit.
Okay, cool.
Don't
yeah.
say if you hit.
Let's go, Johnny.
If you hit.
Let's go.
Sorry, reasonably new to the whole D&D thing.
You're good.
So.
All right.
Is
I
that-
also forgot it, and I'm very much not new to D&D.
Am I using my rapier for that? as
Go
well?
with your dagger. You should have a dagger.
Okay.
Yeah.
You'd be holding a lighter weapon in your... That'll hit. There you go.
Yay!
Yay!
It does less damage, but you do get sneak, which is a truck.
Let's go.
5d6. I think if I roll it
Ooh.
here, Is that right? And then
Your dagger damage.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. There we go.
Chop it in
Nice.
half with a small knife.
Yep.
Yay!
Yeah, you just godding around the
Kinda right.
tentacles, just jabbing between tentacles in joints and straight in there.
Yeah, 'cause you
Yeah,
don't
and
gotta.
I'm kind of just glaring down at my rapier, like, seriously? I'm gonna step back out of the way because that's
Yeah.
what rogues
Wait,
do.
you're starting to understand why some rogues just bring 2 knives.
Yep.
Yeah,
Why the most common rogue is that shit.
I kind of thought my character was like a ship's cook or something, so maybe she is just more comfortable with
Hey, making some sushi.
horrified
Knives of
kitchen
the way.
knives.
Always love a chef. Always love a
Raisa,
chef.
can you roll me
sushi.
moonbeam damage, please?
Will do. I already rolled it. Haha. So if con save of 16. If he
Yes.
makes it, he'll take. Okay. If he fails it, he'll take 16. If he passes, 8.
Thank you. He did just pass it. He rolled a 16, so
Yeah.
All right.
unfortunately. And it's your turn. Sorry, I didn't ask you to moonbeam because you're still away. So
No, it's totally fine. It's totally fine. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. If I wild shape, I can still maintain concentration on the spell that I've cast prior to shifting,
Yeah.
right?
you'll still have to roll
Okay.
concentration, but you can keep concentrating on it.
Yeah, I
It doesn't
figured that
stop
much.
you
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
concentrating on it.
Cool beans. So you guys hear that in the back of your head again. Watch out. And I'm going to wild shape into Spider King.
Oh,
Yeah. And that actually, and what I'm gonna do in relation to that is actively, I am going to climb up on this wall, kind of like right over, and like I want to be like over on top of him, I think actually that one's on that one. So on this guy right here, I'm going to move. It'll basically be like up on these webs right over here, like up in the top of the ceiling, and I'm just waiting.
yeah.
And that's my turn.
You just all see Raisa go essentially straight up this wall, drop into this spider form and go straight up the wall above tentacled creature.
Woohoo!
Just disappear with the token. And Aaron, a giant creepy spider just went straight over.
Aaron's like, I preferred the wolf. And he, because he's right next to this thing anyway. He's just going to reach out, and try and poke it. He's like poking this thing. He's like, "What are you made of?" And he kind of jabs it again, and he tries to lightning. He tries to, he basically is just going to do shocking grasp again.
Yeah.
So 18
will hit. I mean, it's easy enough to touch this thing. It's right there. It's massive.
Yeah. And 7 points of damage.
And lightning zaps through it, and all of its tentacles freeze for a second. It's still moving.
Damn it. Yeah, and he just looks, as he's doing that, he's kind of looking up at this. That's him.
Big freaky spider. Johnny.
I'm gonna go ahead and hit this thing.
All right then.
First one. 15.
Yep. Easy enough. You're fairly confident that it's going down with this hit.
Okay. 13.
Yep.
Hey.
How do you want it to die?
Just
Yes.
as I just swing up, I just go ahead and swing up really high and just say, hey, nice try. Still not good enough. As I swing down and go like almost like a sword, just go into it and just go all the way down to the ground, squishing it, like flattening it.
Yes.
As I just
Ugh.
swing downward and then just pull up the pike away from it.
It just crumples to the ground as you slam into it.
And then,
Perishes.
Yeah. Then I just stand up straight, just turn over towards the other one and swing my pike and say, "You're next." And that's my turn.
And last of the chugs. I mean, that wasn't a saving throw, but it's not going to get much better. So that's a fail. Can you?
You can roll the damage.
Marissa?
Okay. Am I rolling? I'm rolling moonbeam. Moonbeam damage, right? Okay.
Hit me with some numbers. Make them big numbers.
I wish. That is a 9. 9 points. Ugh.
That's a reasonable number.
Yeah, 9 points. 9 points of radiant, and then yep.
Right then, and the creature is going to slam forwards towards Johnny and try and grasp him in the tentacle. You've only really got one thing.
That hits.
As it slams in and hits you. For 10 total. And can you make me an athletics?
Yeah, no problem. Natural 1. He manages to get me.
Oh.
Yeah, the tentacle curls around you. It picks you up and tries to slam you in. You make me a Constitution save.
Okay. Constitution. 22.
Yeah, easily enough. It doesn't seem to understand that it can slam you into the ground all so you don't get affected by it, pretty much.
There's nothing to ramble around in my head. It's all metal.
Yeah. It's just not working out for it. And Vistra.
Yay! More stabbing, I think. First with the rapier.
Stab.
Oh god.
Man.
Oh sorry, I should have moved forward. And then I guess with my offhand attack.
Yeah, you're definitely a good cook.
Definitely.
Making sushi tonight,
That
boys.
15's gonna hit. Easy
Yes.
enough.
And then where are we? The sneak attack one, D6s.
Woo.
That'll do it. As you stick the knife in, how do you want it to die?
I guess I just treat it like a sea urchin, like if I was cooking it, and just
Not the poisonous part.
stab into it and drag down, I guess, to try and like break through the weird spiky bits.
Yep.
Maybe severing the tentacle that's got Johnny.
Yeah, and your knife just flicks through it with the training of thousands of hours of cutting up carrots and such. Just whips straight through it. A huge chunk of it just slumps to the ground. The tentacle that's wrapped around Johnny falls off. Still wrapped around Johnny.
Yeah.
Does not touch the creature anymore.
Johnny's probably just on the ground in a small crater where it slammed him down, but it didn't hurt
Pretty
him.
much. It slammed you down, and the rest of the tentacle fell on you. And
Yeah.
now you're just confused.
It hurt the ground more than it hurt Johnny, though.
And it slumps to the ground. And you're out of initiative order. There is still a giant spider on the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah. Johnny will just go ahead and just like sit up and just go ahead and look around and say, "Hey, that was fun, and we killed the bandits."
So, having defeated the strange, creepy monsters that came out of the trash piles, you seem to be in a dead end in this cave. Other than the trash piles, admittedly.
Oh, we did take a short rest, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
By the way, for the short rest, Johnny just went to the corner and stood completely still for 30 minutes. He also, that slight light that he shed was deactivated, so you almost could not tell him apart from a statue or like a mannequin, because he did not move a single inch for the entire 30 minutes.
That's
Stood in the
wild.
corner and shut down.
The thing is, he's still active. Even when he's asleep, he's always active.
That's pretty much how I sleep too. Stand in a corner and just shut down.
Just.
Yeah, and then after the 30 minutes, he just steps forward. That slight red sheen about him goes off in those slight red eyes. He says, "Okay, so shall we continue?"
Sounds like a plan.
Yep. Let's do this.
Let's go. I don't think sorcerers get any advantage to. No, they don't. As far as I can tell. Right, cool. I'm good. I've just been sitting there, poking through all the bits on the ground. Yeah.
Rice is still kind of like up in the corner, still like in her, still as in her spider form, and is just like, all right, and then just wild shape back into her regular form, and
You
it's just
accidentally
like
fall like a couple feet because you were on the wall.
yeah, but I like superhero pose. Land.
Yeah.
Like I land on my feet, just.
Nice.
Make a dex check.
I will.
You're Spider, you can manage it.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I absolutely would, and it would be hilarious if it was like a natural 2 and just falls flat on her face.
You weren't quite used to that many legs. They all went different directions. Just stop looking.
Like sand, just all over the place. It's like, okay, I gotta make sure I keep that together from now on.
Just hope nobody was watching. You'll be fine.
I definitely preferred the wolf. Absolutely, can honestly say I preferred the wolf. But that. You've really upped your game with these shape changes. I'm very impressed.
And she's just like bows to say, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yes, it was truly revolting and terrifying. It was great.
That was the plan. That was the nicest thing you've ever said to me, Johnny. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Wait, did I not say other nice things? I try to be as nice as possible as a paladin should be.
You're...
You are always nice, but this was super nice.
Oh, sweet. By the way, did I get all the blood and goo off of me?
There's a little bit just on here. Come here, pal. Come here, and I just go behind you and I pull out from like your pauldrons like this kind of bit of tentacle, and I say, "This, Johnny, this isn't food." And I just quickly drop a goo of acid on it, and it kind of dissolves into the ground.
Really? Are you sure? He actually bend down and pick up one of the tentacles, and then actually lift up his helmet a bit. By the way, what's underneath, have you ever seen it, is think of Steampunk Terminator is the underneath of his armor and his like skeleton system. Like a bunch of gears and wires, but a Terminator kind of frame. And he'll actually go ahead and put it over the thing that should be his mouth. By the way, when he talks, his mouth does not move. You don't know where the voice is coming from. But he does open it up and actually digests that thing and puts it in his mouth. And then says, it seems fine for me.
Help yourself, Johnny. Just... and quickly...
Raisa kind of like looks over. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
And no, he just walks on.
I say Raisa like looks over at Aaron and just smiles because she noticed that he's been like throwing like acid bombs a lot in fight. So she kind of like looks over and is just like, how do you have enough acid? Do you need more? And she like reaches into like a satchel that's like on her hip and pulls out another vial of acid that she has and just like passes it over to him and is like, you use this a lot more than I do.
Hey, thanks. I'll put that with the other ones. And yeah, secretes it into his cloaks somewhere. You've no idea how, but it disappears and doesn't seem to fall to the ground. So
yeah, she just kind of goes, I've seen weirder, and just like walks over.
But Johnny just seemingly aids a tentacle.
Definitely going to clog up the gears eventually.
You didn't fill this up? Did you?
Because they can't eat. but his stomach is basically full because his blood flow is that metallic kind of magma thing, so it just burns up inside his stomach. Yeah, he just puts him back on his helmet and then just says, "Yeah, that wasn't that bad. Although can't taste anything, so I guess it doesn't make a difference. Anyways, let's go forward."
After
How
you.
unfortunate.
I think in that case it's. Oh, and he looks. Aaron just looks back at the remainder on the stuff on the floor in the room and shakes his head and just assumes walking behind.
Kind of like looks over at Rush and goes, "That would have made great calamari."
Yeah. I feel like it might have been a bit tough.
Yeah, I guess.
It's fine by me. The metallic cooling agent inside me burned it up quite easily.
Nothing wrong with a little extra chewing.
Definitely a bit on the tough side.
There's a pit.
As you walk towards it, it's a shallow pool almost, and you see in the centre of the pool what seems to be like the mud underneath the pool seems to depict a sort of scuffle. There's footsteps that lead into it, and in the centre there's just a big mass, and then a pool of blood floats on the surface, and a trail of blood that leads out on the other side. Most of the floor of the pool is just very sticky mud, but definitely there's a visible trail of blood leading out the other side, and just a pool of blood floating in the centre where it seems like a fight took place.
Should I try to see if there's anything nearby?
You can roll a perception.
Well, actually, I'm gonna use a use of my divine sense.
Yeah, let's go.
Hang on,
60 feet.
Yeah, I'll post it. Man, I forgot how many things he has.
That's fine. Divine Sense is an easy one to remember.
Yeah.
You don't sense any creatures of Celestial Dead. It definitely... The temple and definitely parts of the cave here feel like they've... But you don't sense any specific creatures. Nothing nearby at least, but...
Well, as far as I can tell, there's nothing that I can sense in there.
How deep is the water?
Maybe 2-3 feet, you think? It's dark mud at the bottom, so... I mean, you can sort of tell where the mud is, but... How deep is the mud? It looks like people walked through it, at least.
Let me ask.
Can't be that deep.
Johnny just walks in.
Yeah. Johnny, I've never seen you rust yet.
Sorry, what was that?
I've never seen you rust yet.
I make sure to take good care of myself. By the way, if we ever had to cross a lake or anything, Johnny just walks into the water and walks up on the other side.
Yeah, and
he doesn't need to breathe.
We've done this. I guess we've seen this before from Johnny. Can I?
I kind of want to see how deep that mud is.
Yeah.
Can I stick my? I want to kind of like stick my quarterstaff, like my wooden staff in it.
I mean, Johnny's started walking through it. You're fairly confident.
Oh, okay.
Where Johnny is, it's about a couple of inches deep. You can see the tops of his feet at least.
Yeah, Aaron
Johnny
shouts.
starts sinking, he'll be fine.
I'm going to let Johnny continue to walk further, just in case it's like an ocean where
Just
it's like we're at level. So.
Does anybody climb on Johnny?
Yeah, that's what Aaron was. Aaron was just standing there at the back, and he's just waiting. Johnny, could you give me a lift, please? My robes will just be unworkable. Is that all right?
Just get on my back if you so desire.
Yeah. So Johnny takes a step back, and Aaron jumps, holds around, as best he can, holds on to Johnny as Johnny crosses over, just to keep him above the water.
Doesn't seem
Clamber
to affect
onto
Johnny much. Yeah.
Yeah, you sink a little bit deeper into the mud, but it seems fairly solid. It's a bit slippery, but you get used to it.
Try to go forward.
Clunk Aaron across.
Vistra's just kind of like staring at it dubiously. Because I think I'm only about 4.
You're between 4 and 5 feet.
Yeah.
Johnny's around 6 to 8.
2 feet of water is a bit more concerning for you.
trying to think, yeah.
If you want,
I think Rice is like 6 foot, somewhere
If
in
you
that
want,
range.
I can carry you too.
Be very much appreciated, Johnny.
Okay. Johnny will set
Yeah.
him down on the other side and then walk back.
I was just waiting for you to turn around
Thank
halfway
you.
through the pool.
Yeah, I'm going to also like just make my way across and like do what I can. If not, I'll just wild shape into a spider and climb on the wall.
It's easy enough. It's a bit messy. You mess your boots up a bit in the mud, but
God dang it!
it's a little slippery. But it's easy
These
enough
were
to get
new.
across.
She like
If
just.
you
I
follow
told you
them.
that. I told you that was a bad idea to have brought them.
I was going for a look, okay? Like.
And that look is now muddy.
The last time I tried to be fashionable while going on adventures.
But yeah, I pick you up.
Thank you.
Although Johnny, do you climb on him or do you let him pick you up?
Either way, I'm.
Because if you climb, he doesn't know how to carry people, so he just grabs you by the back, lifts you up, and walks you like that,
Fair enough.
like a cat.
I'm a little bit like this is so undignified. I'm
your
also
neck.
really pleased to
And if
not
anybody,
be...
if anybody ever climbed him, he never reacts. If anybody just jumps or climbs on top of him, he does not react at all.
Thanks, Johnny.
Oh,
Of course.
next time I wild shape into like a wolf or something, somebody's got to like ride me into battle. Like just hop on my back and just charge in.
That's the Cavalier way. Just find a friendly druid.
Got to.
Yep.
Your neighborhood friendly druid.
And they can make it so that you take damage instead of them.
Yep.
That-
The Cavalier will enjoy it.
yeah, the Cavalier really enjoy it.
And yeah, with a bit of time spent from Johnny carrying the less interested party members across, get across the horrible muddy pool. The blood trail seems to lead round here, and there's a larger pool of blood.
Can I
At this
have a quick
intersection.
look at the? Can I have a quick look at the blood to see if I can any determination as to what it might be? How wide is the you know, what is it? Big drips, small drips? Is it black blood? Is it red? What, you know?
Yeah.
Can I get anything from it?
Go ahead and make me a nature or medicine.
Nature or nature. Oh, not there. Nature here. 13.
Yeah, and you kind of have the advantage of, you know, you were following. This is, it looks to be human blood. It looks to be enough blood that it would be concerning if it was coming out of you. It's probably one of the bandits that's maybe injured themselves, and they've rushed off through here.
Yeah, I relay that to Johnny. Johnny, it seems like this is our friend's bandit's blood. We're close.
Well, the one that I marked is dead. So, maybe it's the thing that killed him.
Or maybe it's another one to mark that can lead us to the one that killed him.
Oh, either
And
way.
then you get a twofer.
Yeah, either way, something dies, so that's good for me.
Yeah.
I feel like Rice has like learned Johnny enough at this point in time to where like she knows just what to say and like how to work around him to just get him to be like, we're on the same page.
He's very simplistic. It doesn't take much.
Very easy. Kill. Friend. Separate.
Those are
These are two
yeah,
different things.
nothing in the middle.
And nothing in the middle. Just two extremes and that's it. No gray area.
It's just a switch.
Yeah. Hey, that's a vengeance paladin for you.
My favorite type.
But yeah, Johnny's still just following the blood trail now.
Yeah. And there's a larger pool of blood partway along this cave, and then the trail seems to continue. Maybe they stopped for a while. And you start to come up, Johnny, on what seems to be a pit ahead of you. An actual pit this time, just a small pit. There's a few bats against the walls, sides, just clinging to the walls there, but the pit itself, as you get closer and look down, seems as deep as it could be. You can't see the bottom of it, certainly. There is a tiny ledge around the edge of it. Here. This edge. Maybe you could crawl across if you were careful or small. Probably not if you're massive forged.
That weighs like 500 pounds.
Can I look down over the edge? And I out from my sleeve crawls a little bug, and I just flick it down, and as it does, the 3 lights just as deep, as far away, 120 foot, I think the range of that dancing lights.
Yeah, 120 foot. Each one casts a 30-foot light, so you can stack them down, and you can see then, quick maths, 150 foot down, think. I mean, the lowest one you can get is 120 foot away from you, 30 foot around it. Still can't see the bottom. That's a deep pit.
Yeah, and I'm just like, we don't want to be falling down there, and I can't make us fly. Anybody?
I'm guessing the rest of you can make it.
Yeah, Johnny probably could, but could I wild shape? If I wild shape back into a spider, I can climb on anything without having to make any ability checks. So could I like wild shape and like gonna do what Johnny just did, like go back, get Aaron, take him over to that other side of the ledge where it drops off at, and then come back and then get Rush as well, and then do the same thing? Because I can just like climb up on the walls.
Not with a regular spider, but maybe with a giant spider. You need some size.
Like if I went back to the Spider King.
Easily with a spider.
I feel like that would be cool beans. So I just like look back at them, and then I go. I can only take one at a time. Climb onto whoever wants to go first. Climb onto me, and then wild shape.
Yeah. And you all watch Rycer drop into this giant spider form.
And so, and I can't talk, so whoever wants to go first can go first.
Aaron would say, Johnny, you could check out what's over on the other side and see it's safe for the rest of us.
I might just be able to jump this. Because your jump is equal to your strength score, right?
Long jump.
Yeah. You take a running
cover number
jump.
feet equals your strength score if you take a running jump. So you have to wait until Spider Rycer clears the corridor a bit, but yeah,
my strength is 18.
Spider Rycer.
And if I roll like an athletics, I think I can make that extra like 2 feet.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, definitely. Nothing could go wrong here.
Because I'll be honest, I don't know the spider can pick me up. Johnny weighs around like 500
Fair enough.
pounds.
That is a
Fair enough.
valid question. It's not a strong spider.
So yeah, even as the biggest large beast, I'm like, 500 pounds seems like a lot.
At least.
That's
like
a
he's 6'8".
heavy Terminator, that.
He's in full heavy armor.
Yeah. And you hear Rycer behind you trance. She starts to climb up the wall, and you look at this gap, and you reckon you could make that. You've jumped that before. Easy. Go ahead and roll me an athletics check.
Sure, Johnny will back up and see if he can make it.
Believing you.
And Rycer, as you start to climb on this wall, and you seem to have figured it out. The other two have grabbed onto you. You can carry them both. Probably okay. You start to climb up this wall. You just see Johnny step back a few steps, rock on his feet for a second, rush forwards as fast as you've ever seen him, thump, 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 and just leap across this gap. And there's just a second where you think he's not going to make it, and his feet contact the other end.
And then I just stand up and say, then just turn around, hey, I didn't die. I made it.
Aaron Aaron
So
is
I'm
not...
kind of like perched on the wall
Yeah.
with them two, like hanging on to me.
Well done, Johnny. Maybe you can jump with me next time. My legs are hanging down off the spider, and I'm holding on like to one of the edge of the leg, and just like
just taking a few moments.
And she kind of just like
get off
shakes you both off on the other side of the ledge, like just kind of like just climb right on down.
Thank you.
I love the idea that Johnny did not do no warning. He just like, I think I can make it, and just did it.
They don't need to know.
Risa just like nods her head. Like she can't really say anything back, but just like nods both heads, just
old spider Risa. And you walk into this space and you're promised treasure, and this seems to surpass. This small chamber has 3 stone sarcophagi resting against the wall, and each one is decorated with an ornate sculpture of a large tower shield, a long sword that glimmers with light, and a silver chase.
Well, this looks like what we might have come for. I'm gonna stand back. Johnny, would you like to carefully investigate or and then looks maybe we should and he just kind of shrugs at Vistra.
Check for traps.
Yeah, Aaron stands back in the corridor by quite a way. I'll let me know if you need any help.
yeah.
Once there's traps, you walk further away.
I'm not going to revert back. I'm going to stay in my wild shape form and kind of like head up the front with Johnny.
Yeah.
I can. Should I open it the way I opened the last box? As he just casually reaches for his pike.
And you just hear Aaron just shouting, just give Vistra a minute.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think I'm
Yeah.
gonna kind of like stand back at the ready. So if anything like jumps out or pops out, I'm just gonna like shoot a web at it to kind of restrain it up against the wall if anything goes weird.
Oh,
So,
by
yeah.
the way, since the blood of trail ends at the cave and the figure probably did die, whatever it is might still be in there. So you might want to be careful being all the way back there.
Yeah,
You know what? Fair amount. Fair.
And yeah, Aaron just kind of goes over and looks down again and roll. Can I
Keep
just
an eye on it.
perceive if there's anything moving? Can I listen out for anything on the other side of the cave?
Yeah.
Other
Go
side
ahead
of
and roll
the...
perception.
Yeah, because Johnny knows a thing or two about not dying, and this is a trait that Aaron loves about Johnny is the fact he doesn't. So he's going to listen to him. He's not daft. Perception.
Yeah.
10.
It sounds like a hole, in that it's making no noise. Like a hole should.
I think we're probably okay, but I'll yeah. Good luck, guys. I'm with you all the way. I'm right behind you.
Vistra.
I would like to, I guess, investigate the room looking for traps.
Go ahead and roll me an investigation. Yeah, you scout around the room and it's what it looks like pretty much. There's 3 sarcophagi. They're big sealed boxes. There's 3 items. And as you look closer, there's no wires, there's no levers, there's no pressure plates, but these definitely aren't very fancy items. As you look at this shield, it's a wooden shield that's painted badly. The longsword is just a basic longsword, some sort of oil over it. These are definitely meant to look more expensive and more fancy, but they aren't trapped.
Okay.
They're just cheap.
Okay, so I think that these are more made to like let us think that they're fancier than what they are. This is what I'm like telling to everybody else. They're rather cheap in construction, but I don't think anything is trapped.
Oh,
So-
should I open up the box?
I mean, I guess you can
Okay.
Try opening the box.
He'll try opening the shield box.
Spider Rice is going to kind of like crawl over Vistra to like come guard her over her full
Wow,
arachnid
that
body.
is terrifying.
And as Spider Racer clambers over Vistra and tries to guard her from Johnny, you wedge your pike in and flick open this box, and inside it there's a dead fella.
Hey, there's somebody that's dead in here.
And as you're looking at this dead fella, the eyelids open up. The eyes focus on you, and it starts to rise from the coffin. And, I mean, you don't need divine sense at this point to tell there's an undead creature coming out of the coffin. And as it does, the other two coffin lids shift, and you hear two more creatures. They rise from the other two coffins.
Risa kind of has one head on Johnny, and the other head is like surveying the room around it. So when she sees those other two pop up, she kind of like turns her attention over to the one over in this corner, and is ready to like fling.
All right then. And as they start to rise from the coffin, initiative.
That was an 11. That was awful, but that's fine.
Let's see. Hey, 16.
Wow. Johnny got a decent roll.
Yeah, no surprising.
1 second. I had to find Rice's up token. Put her on the list.
I wonder if this means I'll get decent rapier ones since the initiative thing was so low.
Yes.
That's how it works. It's
Oh, it's always
compensation.
one or the other. You can never
One's
have
low, the
both.
other one's higher. You'll be fine. It's real. Okay, so I think Aaron, you are going first. I just skipped off your turn by accident.
Yeah,
But
Aaron.
You're outside. You're alert as these creatures start to rise up.
Yep. Yeah, so he looks at these things and is immediately concerned that that there's three of them, and particularly that one of them might get past everything in the room and come towards him. He's gonna try. Would Aaron know that he can affect these things? He's gonna try and like paralyze. No, he's not gonna do that. Damn it! Yes, he's crapping himself at this point. He's gonna try and hold monster. Fuck. He would do that. He would. That's what. Because he's petrified that these things are going to get past.
It's a monster. You want to hold it in place.
Yep. I don't want to
target multiple of them if you want.
The creature. It's only at level 5.
Well, but you're a sorcerer.
I don't have that as a. I can't do split thing. So yeah, so I'm gonna.
That's good.
I'll take being told different. Absolutely, if it's possible. DM, is it possible that
you can upcast it? You can upcast anything. That's how spell slots work. Do you have level 6 spell slots? No, you don't.
No, I don't. No, but can I split cast? Is it a standard sorcerer, or do you have to have the actual ability?
No, it'd be a meta magic or casting it above 5th level.
Yeah,
it's the effect of casting it at a higher level, but if you don't have the meta magic to extend the spell or the meta magic to duplicate the spell, then. And I know you don't because of
I thought. No.
Let's go. So yeah, I try and the one that's to To my
It's definitely
to my
Old
right.
Monster's one of those you want to cast at the highest level you can to get more things, so it makes sense to think about it, but just at level 9's only got 5th levels, fortunately. So you're right.
So cast it at level
Let's talk
5.
about twin spell.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That makes
which you have to choose your meta magic, and he didn't.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
So
Okay.
careful spell and transmuted spell, and he's never used transmuted spell. Just pointing it out. That's a wisdom save, which it fails.
Nice.
Oh, sick.
So you feel you focus on this monster, and the power that rushes through your blood grabs onto it and starts to bind it in these powerful forces, and then slips away. You're not quite sure why. You can't seem to hold it, and
Yep.
it seems to be free.
Yep.
Unfortunately.
And that was totally going to happen, and Aaron didn't know that, and now he does, and he's completely panicking, and he takes a few steps back and
Runs
shouts, "Look out behind you!" as he runs back towards the edge of the hole. That's me.
Right then, Johnny.
This seems appropriate. He just says, "Oh, I assume that I should hit these things really hard then, right?" Okay. He'll just go ahead and grip his blade, and it ignites with a super bright, extremely illuminant, that same magma-like glow, except extremely bright, as he steps forward and tries to swing it as he casts. Where is it? Oh, my bad. Not used to spells too much. Blinding Smite.
Yeah.
Yeah. Flare the weapon up with bright magma.
Did not mean to do that. Well, that's how much
That's
damage
fine.
it will do. Let's see if it hits first, though,
We'll
shall
come
we?
back to it.
22 for 12. And as he
22
does
will
so,
hit.
I'm also gonna cast a second level Divine Smite on that. And
Let's get into this.
Divine Smite. I believe I have. You expend one spell slot to do. Do I not have improved Divine Smite at this level?
I don't have the paladin chart on me because
I don't think so.
I'm not leveling a paladin right now.
Yeah. Okay, so that's 2d6 with an extra 1.
11. So
Yep.
gets it at 11.
So that's 2d6, 1 extra 1 because he's undead, and 1 extra 1 because I upcasted it at second level.
Yep.
So that's 4 extra d6.
Go for it.
So
Along with the blinding smite damage.
4 extra. Yep. Oh, and that blinding smite is radiant damage too.
Yes.
Holy shit. Sorry for that, but
Nice.
Yep.
I do 53
Worth it.
points of damage to hit.
Holy crap.
Yep.
Nice.
And only 12 of that is piercing. Everything else is radiant.
Excellent.
And if he
job.
survives, he needs to make a Constitution?
It is
Constitution saving throw.
And he did survive. And
But
then
he
got blinded.
fails, and he is now, as it hits him right in the heart, it explodes in a huge flash of red, searing hot light as he is now blinded.
Right, so it kind of goes up on like some of her legs and up, and it's just like.
It's like he
flares back.
concentrated for a couple seconds a bomb into the point of his pike and unleashed it right on his chest.
All right then.
And he'll look at him and say, "Okay, that was my first attack. Now for the second." 26 for 5.
As it's reeling back from that, you just hit it again.
Yeah, just casually, just fuck.
Make sure it still knows you're there. Anything else from you?
No, that's my turn.
All right then, Spider Racer.
Okay, so I am going to up onto the wall, kind of like right over here, and make my aim towards this one, and I'm going to shoot a web at it. And like, I'm going to concentrate as best as I can to send out to the rest of the party fire and webs. And yeah, I'm just gonna try to restrain this guy in his casket before he gets a chance to even get up in webs.
Yeah. Go ahead and make an attack for it.
Hold on, let me do the math, because that hits. I know it does. 19 plus 5, 24 to hit.
Easily enough. Just start blasting web out at this creature.
And yeah, and now that target is restrained. Now you can make a DC 12 strength check to strike
Yeah,
out
I've got
from
it.
it.
It's fine. That's fine as it starts to climb up and you just web it up and it's just stuck in there.
Awesome. And yeah, I'm just going to continue my perch right over it because I'm close enough to, if it tries to get out, I'm gonna and just knock it out. But yeah, just have at it, and that'll be my turn.
Yeah. All right then, Vistra.
Okay, well, I have no ability to create fire, so I have that's. I'm going
In
to
the
take a step.
box.
Well,
If he's restrained, they have advantage, right? Though.
Yes.
On attack? Okay.
All attacks going to have advantage.
oh, cool. So I can use sneak attack. Brilliant. And I think I'm just going to shoot at the one that's next to the bow.
Also, this one over here is blind, so you also have advantage on attacks on him.
Ooh, forgot about
Because
that.
he can't
Thank you.
see first. He can't see.
Okay. Sorry. Maybe I will go for the blind one then.
Yeah.
I'm just going to shoot at it.
All right then.
You have advantage.
You have advantage. You can roll it again.
Yeah. We can roll it again if you want.
Alright.
Ooh.
20.
Bossy.
Hey!
Nice.
Love to see it.
All right then. And as this, Johnny disturbed the lid of this casket, and the creature rose out of it. And the first thing you saw was Johnny's pike light up and just blast this creature with light. And as that light fades, you pull out your shortbow and make the perfect shot. How do you want to kill it?
Yes.
As he can't see anything, he's
Get
blind.
it done.
Eyes in darkness.
I guess it just goes straight through its like open mouth and just like,
Pins it to the wall.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah? The mouth opens, you see these giant fangs that descend out inside the mouth, and you just shoot straight for them. Straight through the mouth, pins it to the wall at the back, and Johnny just looks at this thing as it dies in front of him.
He didn't even get a turn.
Sorry, Johnny.
Dead is dead.
Thing.
He didn't even get a turn. I love that.
Anything else from you, Vistra?
That's amazing.
Vistra, anything else?
Oh, sorry. No, I'm good. I'm just here.
Very cool.
chilling.
By the way, you still have a offhand if you want. You can like throw a dagger if you want. It's not gonna do much, but you can.
Yeah, I'd kind of like to keep my hands on my daggers rather than having to go and like retrieve them and
In
stuff.
case she needs to, like, fill out
Yeah,
another
I know.
orchard.
I feel like it'd be bad for the blades to start throwing them.
And the vampire spot. This one that's webbed up is going to try and escape this web. DC 12 it was. So it just wriggles about a bit, bursts the web in and starts to climb up. gets out of its casket, but pretty much used all its time bursting that webbing. The other one, fortunately, is more free. Climbs out of its...
Risa just attunes both of its heads right down to the one that bursted out of the webs, and just you see all of its eyes just directly onto him.
It's a cat.
That's creepy when a spider that size starts looking at you.
Yeah.
With two heads and like 16 sets of eyes.
Did this thing just cast Hold Monster?
No, that was
Sorry.
Crying for some reason. This other
worried
vampire
for a
spawn's
second.
gonna get up and rush towards Vistra and start to claw at her. 23?
That hits, but I am going to. What is that thing where I duck out of the way again?
Uncanny dodge.
Uncanny dodge. Yes, so that only does like half damage. Or something. And I think I'm probably gonna move like back here out of the way.
Just make me a acrobatics check. Trying to grapple you by as it claws at you.
Yesh.
Yeah, unfortunately, you're stuck in place as it grapples onto you.
Okay. How much damage did that do? 8, so it'll be...
None, because it took the grapple option instead. Just
Oh.
Okay.
you
Yeah,
still
you
have
have
your
to
uncanny dodge red.
Alright.
And then, as it's grappled onto you, it reaches down, the fangs come out, and it starts trying to bite at you. 20?
Yeah.
20?
Yeah, that's it.
7 piercing, 9 necrotic, 16 top. Or you can use your uncanny dodge on that one.
I think I'm gonna use Uncanny Dodge on that, and then
Yeah.
that's like... What is it? 8?
That's technically then 3 plus 5. Oh, sorry, 3 plus 4. 4? Yeah, 3 plus 4,
Yeah, 4.
which is 7. I can't do maths. Can't do
Neither
halving.
can I. Cool.
They're each halved separately, which means you take less damage than half. It's quite useful.
Yeah, so it's 7.
7 total. And you are unfortunately still grappled by this. As we go back to Aaron.
Aaron's just like, oh my, what the fire? Boom! And he just flicks his wrists, and 3 rays of fire just, and they get bigger and bigger, and they slam into the back of this thing that's got Vistra. And I'm casting it at 4th level.
Right, he's going to just call out. A bit late. Screw it. Alright. Lashed him.
Scorching Ray at, it's 23 to hit.
Hits.
Is it giving me the extra? I didn't ask if I wanted to do it at higher levels, but anyway, let's go. I should be.
It's additional raise. But
Additional raises the highest. Make the range split each on a hit. Each 2d6. Okay, so that's 7 for the first one. Do I need to roll hit for each one?
Yes. Each one's a separate attack.
So I need to do 5. 18 to hit.
Hits.
8.
Yep.
3. 22 hits.
Hits.
For another 7. 22. 19 hits. For 26. And then the final one. 1, 2. Yep. 3. 20 hits. 34. One more? No, have I cast?
No, 4.
1, 2.
3 at base, 1 because you cast it at 3rd level. Oh no, you're casting it at 4th level, weren't you? So yes,
4th
1 more.
level. One more.
Miscounted.
Miss. Yeah, that last one just missed.
Unfortunately.
1 out of
Wasn't
one.
worth it.
Yeah. So that one misses, but what did we get to? 15, 19, 27.
Yeah.
27 points damage, fire damage.
do the maths right, and then apply the right damage. It was 34.
Wait, what
Somewhat
happened
different
to
than
that guy that's right next to me? There's a purple. Is it just to differentiate between the two?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
That's just so you don't have to say that one over there or the other one.
Perfect. Yeah. Assign the color. Perfect.
It took the
That works.
entire time of this game for me to think about that, but it's there.
I mean, you could just ping, so it doesn't
Johnny.
really matter.
Yeah. We'll figure it out.
Johnny's gonna walk up to this one and say, "Hey, now that's not very nice. Your only target should be me. So let me go ahead and put you back on target." As he'll swing his pipe.
Yeah.
I heard Johnny.
20 for 13.
20 hits.
One more. 18 for 8.
Also hits.
As I just hit him on the back twice and say, "Now, the longer you hold on, the more I hit you. At least you'll die faster if you let go." And that's my turn.
The ever-bringer of logic.
Spider
All right. So, Spider Risa sees a purple guy right there and is pissed that he broke out of her webs. So she is going to just sit down and like sink both fangs from both heads into each shoulder for a bite attack.
Go for it.
Don't screw me. Oh, that's a 17 plus 5.
Definitely
That's
hit.
a 22 to hit. Cool. And then 1d8 plus 3. So that's 7 points of piercing damage, and you have to make a DC 11 con save.
Alright. Passes.
Oh,
Ooh, saucy.
I
Okay.
think that's our first nat 20 of this game.
So yeah, no,
Still
that's-
half damage.
Yeah, so half damage. So it is. Hold on.
What is it, 2d8 poison?
Yeah. Let me grab another D8 really quick.
Let's roll
9
twice.
points of
Thank you.
9 points of poison damage,
Half.
and the target is stable but poisoned, and it's paralyzed while poisoned this way as well.
Only when it's reduced to 0 hit points.
Oh crap. Okay, my bad. Okay,
Which,
so yeah,
you're a bit off that one, but good try.
just a little bit. You know, I was like, oh, okay, that's nifty. Read that wrong, so it's totally fine. Yeah, but still, just
Yeah, you gotta paralyze them so you can eat them. That's how spiders work.
absolutely. And then I'm going to use my movement a bit to just disengage and kind of like and crawl up onto the ceiling.
Yeah. Easy enough.
And that's my turn.
Just wriggle up onto the ceiling, and Vistra, you are still being grappled by this vampire.
I would very much like to not be being grappled by this vampire. So,
That's an option.
what
You
do
can-
I?
You can roll acrobatics to try and escape it, or you can just keep hitting it, honestly, because it's not holding your arms. You can't get away
Can I-
from it, but you can still hit
Can
it.
I try and set it on fire with my tinderbox?
That might be a bit trickier. It's in your backpack. You'd have to sort of get it out. It seems like there'd be a lot of effort involved.
Okay, then we're just gonna start stabbing it.
Go for it.
Let's do it.
Hey.
Ooh.
If you want to keep you nice and close, just keep stabbing it. That's
Also,
definitely a
you
hit.
probably.
Oh, sorry, I shouldn't have sneak attack on.
It's very much aware you're there, yeah.
Well, no, because you have an ally within 5 feet.
Swashbuckler, yeah. Swashbuckler.
Well,
really
yeah.
good.
Yeah, that's most rogues actually.
When grappled.
Yes, as long as you don't have disadvantage.
That's true.
Okay. And I guess I can do that again because it would be my offhand attack.
Stab
Yeah,
it
you don't
again.
get sneak attack, but it does
Bring
damage.
more daggers.
Whoops.
Doesn't quite get it, unfortunately.
Okay. Well, we get one.
You're getting there.
Better than nothing.
Yeah. Cool.
Alright then. And vampires. Sorry, the creatures. If you hadn't figured out by yet, the vampire.
Yeah.
This one, green one. See? Put marks on them. Going to bite at Vistra.
That misses.
That does miss.
Hey.
Crushed it.
It'll whip out its other arm and try and claw at Johnny as he's getting too close.
He hits.
That's not
No,
a good
he does
idea.
not.
He doesn't hit.
That's
was
not
like,
a good
no, he
idea at
hits.
all.
What's going on here?
I'm so used to seeing like 20s hitting that I'm like, wait, I don't.
Yes.
That doesn't hit me.
I have a 21
Wait a
armor now.
second,
I'm
hold
confused.
Johnny.
Yep. Warforged and Forged Clerics. We have too much armor. Warforged Forged Clerics.
Yeah, I was about to
Way
say.
too much.
Warforged Clerics.
You just want to say Forge a lot. And the purple one is going to... You watch as it essentially just runs towards where Risa was and starts walking.
Starts walking what? You cut out there.
Starts walking straight up the wall just to get close enough to
Ooh.
Risa.
Yeah, they can do that.
Gets up there and starts clawing at Risa.
Do it. Do it. Do it.
25?
25 absolutely does hit.
You're a giant spider, it's definitely going to hit.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna hit.
That's 11 slashing.
Okay.
And the second one, which is 40,
And that just also hits.
just hits giant spider. 6.
Okay. So 17. Cool.
Aaron.
Let's see, out of 26 on here. Okay. My stat said 44, so I'm gonna go off of what she said. Perfect. All right, so I have 9 hit points left.
Oh, sorry, you are Spider King, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
I just dropped Giant Spider Talk because I didn't have Spider King ready. But yes, use the Spider King's help. 44.
44 minus, and that was
Minus
18. Minus
17.
17, okay.
You're correct. I used Giant Spider because I had the token ready.
Yeah, no worries. It's totally
Nonetheless.
fine. However you wanted to do it. If you wanted to sit it at 26, I would have taken that.
No,
But I appreciate you.
You're right, it should be at 44. I pulled the wrong thing up because it was quicker.
Yeah, no worries
Aaron,
whatsoever.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Aaron's hands haven't stopped moving since the last set of fire came out, and he's been muttering. He's like, these things, burn, and then again another burst of fire. Even though his hands haven't finished, it just all of a sudden it just seems to go when they flick out as his hands are moving backwards round, and they sort of arc up into the ceiling and look like they're going to miss, but then he just coalesce down and smash into the green vampire's head. And I'm casting again these scorching rays at level 4. Gonna slam into this dude. So 5. 13 to hit.
13 misses. I was thinking of something else for a second.
16 to hit.
16 hits.
7 fire. Number 3, 25 definitely hits. 11 fire for 18. 20 hits. 24 total.
Miss.
12 misses. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Final one. 21 hits again. 29? Did we get? Is that right?
7, 11, 18, 22, 27. No, 24. Yep,
Sauce
24.
bar.
Right. Adding. And as these rays converge on this vampire, as it's grasping Vistra, how do you want it to die?
Yeah, so as these rays, they just all arc up, looking like they're going to the ceiling, and they accelerate as they come down. They go up and just when they coalesce and slam into the head, it goes right into the head, and everything that is there, everything that is it's got some sort of flesh to it, immediately just is absolutely incinerated. It's dried out. It turns into powder, charcoal, and it just slowly the air, the hot air just lifts the bits of ash up into the air, and it just floats down over Johnny and Vistra as the head just kind of crumbles in the hot air, and the rest of the body just falls to the ground.
Vistra, you're trying to wriggle out of the grasp of the thing as you see Aaron do something off to the side, and then all this fire just slams into, and it's basically reduced to ash. And
crushed it.
Stood there with the arm falling off you.
Ish. And I'm kind of just like wrinkling my nose and trying to shake ash out of my hair.
Yes.
And wiping it off my face because it's just like,
everywhere.
Thanks, but also gross.
It's disgusting.
And Johnny, the last vampire spawn, is climbing up the wall trying to get to
How high is it?
It's about 20 feet up. The ceiling's 20 feet, so it's gone up 20 feet and then clawing across it, right? You might just find something you can throw at it.
I'm pretty sure I have javelins. I have
Those
javelins. I just walk up and say, "Oh, you all can't be out there. Again, I should be your opponent right now." As I just get a javelin and try to chuck it at it.
Go for it.
Yeah, it's right here. 19.
Definitely hits.
Well, I have 2. 25.
One each hand.
Oh, and they both hit. Crushed it.
Definitely hits.
Exactly like a machine, just just like right into the. Try to hit it right in the shoulder.
Exactly the same motion both times.
Yeah.
Just.
They come out of a small compartment on me as I just throw a couple of them.
Yep, and they both slam into it. And as one slams into the arm of it, it falls.
Oh, it takes some fall damage if it does fall to the ground.
Yep, 20 feet up.
2d6.
Can't type. I haven't needed to type yet. That wasn't important. Alright then. And
I'll just stand right over it.
Yeah. Just walk up and stand over it as it collapses back into its coffin, pretty much.
Yes, I'll just stand there and like stand right over it.
Spider Racer.
Right, so Spider Racer is going to do. She's going to launch web at it again to encapsulate it back into its coffin, so that everyone else can do what they need to do to take him out. Because she's kind of pissed that he took some swings at her. So that jumps out of the tray. Hold on. And then plus 5. Ha! 22 to hit.
Nice. I'll definitely hit.
Yeah. Let's go. So yeah, she just just traps him right directly back into it, and then and just kind of like uses the rest of her movement to crawl off of the ceiling back down right next to Johnny onto the floor. And it's just like ready to pounce on it when it even attempts to jump out of it. And that's my turn.
Straight back down the wall, and it's webbed in basically the same place it was before.
Yep.
And Vistra.
I guess I'm just gonna like dart forward and stab at it.
You just hear in the back of your mind.
Well, I don't like if I can't. I guess I could theoretically. Oh no. Well, my.
Well, that was to everyone. Like that went into everyone's head.
Yeah. No, I just have no way of like quickly making fire. That's kind of my thing.
Just
so,
stab it and the next guy will light it on fire.
Yeah.
Make sure you give it a bit of distance.
You know somebody who's good at fire.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I can use sneak attack because...
Ally within 5 feet.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, it's restrained. You have advantage on the roll, so sneak.
Oh, do you need it though?
I mean,
Could be a crit.
yeah, fish for that crit.
Roll again, Russ.
Oh, good. Sorry.
You're good.
It's fine.
Hey, okay.
Oh,
Not a crit,
same
but, you know.
thing.
No complaints there.
Holy
Yeah.
crap.
0.
Yeah.
Very nice. Okay. And yeah, it's webbed up. It's not exactly defending itself. You just dart in and stab it where you'd expect the heart to be, and it's still moving. Your dagger's covered in some gross black stuff. But hit it.
Yeah, and then I guess offhand attack with the dagger again.
Advantage.
Oh, God.
You just don't
Sorry.
It's fine, don't worry about it.
Yeah,
Hey!
That's a hit.
20. Nice.
that was the whole point of the web.
Yeah.
Hey, 6 piercing, not bad.
Nicely done.
Yeah. And then I guess I am going to, like, use fancy footwork to get a little bit out of its range.
Have a quick dance away.
Yeah.
Alright then. And vampire. I expected another player to be next. I was like, just wait to say someone's name. The vampire. Damn it. The vampire will try and squeeze out of it.
He just passes.
He
it's gonna be
just
difficult.
passes. Yeah. Just passes. You just hear a hissing sound, like every time he breaks out of it, it's like,
You just got down here and he's already out of the web again.
God damn it.
And since Spider Ricer is the obvious target, keeps webbing him up. Going to claw at you again.
Yep, that hits.
For 6 and 24. 8.
So, 21. You hit me with both times, okay. So 6 and 8. Okay,
Right then.
13.
And Aaron.
Aaron sees that the tide of battle has gone their way. He runs forward 30 feet, which I'm trying to get there. So I run, and he's taking a calculated risk here. He kind of runs in, and he's going to direct. As he's running forward, you see his fingers start to burn, his hands start to burn as he's running past Johnny, and he's directing into where the beast is, and in the corner he's just going to try and bake this thing in the corner, and it's like his hands are burning, and it's just a massive fire just launches in, and it's a Dex 15 saving throw, otherwise he takes casting at level 4, so it's 3d6 plus
He saves.
Yeah, it still takes half.
okay, so it still takes half, so it's 3 cast at 4,
5d6.
which is 5d6, so plus 3 as well because it's fire.
Yep.
$21 points of damage.
Hey. So yeah, not bad.
The fire licks up against it, and some of you see various bits of cloth and objects and bits in the sarcophagus that all catch fire as you blast through it with burning hands. I mean, it's basically a ceramic oven. Probably getting that.
Yeah.
Give it a bit more. And Johnny.
Okay. Right up to it and see if I can put it down.
Squeeze around. Climb straight into the sarcophagus. Be fine.
Yep. 22 for 12.
Oh, yeah.
That'll hit.
And 25 for 11.
That will
Nice.
also hit. It's taken a lot of damage, but it's still standing.
Yeah, well, that's my turn.
And Spider Racer.
Both heads attack him again. One on each shoulder.
Yeah.
Go for it. Vampires like biting things in the neck. See how they feel though.
14?
Misses, unfortunately.
Ah,
Got
dang
one
it.
more.
Okay.
Anything else from you?
That's a bit better. Wait, you said do I get one more? No, I don't. I only get one attack.
No, you don't have multiple
Right?
attacks as Spider King.
Yeah, I'll say I don't have
Ah,
yeah,
that's a
so
shame.
that's it. That's it. I kind of like stand over, then I use my movement to kind of like stand over Aaron and Vistra as well, kind of like to protect them in between my legs amongst my natural armor.
Yeah.
And that's my turn.
Right then. And Vistra.
I'm just gonna go forward and stab this guy again.
Go for it.
Hey.
Come
Chef skills in play.
Now, it's not an advantage, is it? It's just normal.
No, it's not restrained anymore.
Cool. And
Just
I've got
stab it up.
sneak attack because there are enemies.
Yep.
Eee.
It's a hit. It's still standing, but it's looking like it's on its lap.
See if you can
Just
get him with the
another good hit in
offhand.
there.
So offhand is not sneak attack, or no?
No, it's
just-
not sneak attack, but it's still damage.
Yeah.
Just,
Misses, unfortunately.
yeah.
Well, you
Okay.
can still run away.
You just
Yeah.
can't quite get it with that hit.
Disengage like a hell. Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
fancy footworking out of the way.
Man, that's such a good ability.
That's amazing ability.
You get mobile for free.
Yeah, I like playing
Pretty
rogues.
And as it turns to face you, Johnny, and you see some of the wounds on it, turns to face you.
Bring it on, big boy. Miss.
17 misses.
Miss.
8 misses. Useless.
Yep. Some of its nails chip off on his armor.
Aaron. Giant spider stood above.
And I'm strangely thankful for that as I reach round from its leg, and yeah, I'm just going to try and burn this thing once again with my last level 4 spell slot. I'm going to.
I mean, it's on its last legs.
Yeah, but I'm still going to roast this thing, and I'm just going to go.
Overkill.
Got a level 4 spell slots, and I want to use.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Let's
just
do
like-
it.
And it's just this huge inferno in the corner, and Johnny doesn't care. He doesn't mind. It's not hitting him. I'm directing it away from him, but he's getting into the heat. Yeah, so I am
You can do
gonna.
it.
I'm gonna bring these. Yeah, burning hands. I'm just gonna completely go for that.
Hey! Takes full
Fails.
22.
Nice.
Which is easily enough. How do you want to roll?
So the heat blasts onto the stone and down the back of this thing, and then slowly the heat just builds forward and forward, and the fire flame, the whole body just disappears into the flame as it rises forward from the back of in the corner, and as you see it, just the color of this thing changing from the kind of dark shadow to the black that it is, and as the fire recedes back towards the stone again, there's just nothing there. It's just gone. It's like it's just vanished, and then you just see the heat with just small bits, flakes slowly falling down from the ceiling. Little bits of ash just landing on Johnny, on Aaron, on the floor. But there's very little left. It's been completely burnt to an absolute cinder, and there's nothing left. Back to its stardust form.
Yeah. And as the ash starts to settle around, and you look into this sarcophagus, Johnny. Between all of the burnt bits and ashy bits, some shiny bits down here. There's definitely some treasure in the bottom of this.
I just reached my hand into the hot embers and just lift it up, see what it was.
Yeah. And you dig your hand in and lift up what seems to be a pile of gold coins and jewels.
And I just look at, hey, look, shiny things that people like. As I just lift up a handful of gold and jewels.
Any weapons in there? That's what we've come for, isn't it?
Well, it's for a treasure, no?
I can't remember.
I also couldn't remember.
Was it weapons?
That's alright, because I wasn't
I also
there.
can't remember either, to be completely honest with you. I'm like, yeah? Question mark?
Johnny will go around and check the other sarcophagus guys, see if there's any weapons or shield, bow, sword,
Yeah,
as well as more treasure.
and you start digging through these sarcophagi, and you find a few bits and pieces. Some length of wood with fancy carvings on it. Probably something Aaron would like, probably. I mean, it's got fancy carvings on it. He likes that sort of... There's what seems to be a shiny dagger, shiny longsword.
Yeah.
In the meantime, Raisa also like wild shapes back into her normal form and starts to like search around the room too to see what she can find.
I could do
Big
that.
bunch of shield.
Vistra's also checking stuff out.
Yeah. And you dig around and you manage to find several bits and pieces scattered through here, and there is a shield in the sarcophagus,
Yeah.
a shiny longsword
yeah.
dagger, and a longbow. And you can match them up. And the weapons that are inside these sarcophagi match these
Yeah.
cheap sculptures outside, but the actual weapons are not just cheap sculptures.
Yeah, Johnny will definitely go ahead and just pull out the
protection.
shield.
Can I have the shield? I was gonna say, can I have the shield?
Oh, I could actually really use it because that's
Yeah.
really well
go.
defended.
Do you really need more AC?
Do you really need more?
The question is, why should? The question is, when I'm in the front, should I have more?
You can still get hit by a
It's
27.
already a 20.
21.
Meanwhile,
already at 21.
15.
23. Nice.
True, but you get a lot of temp HP because you can turn into giant spiders.
True. You know what? Fair enough.
That the shield
Fair
will
enough,
not help
because I
with.
saved my entire life
Yeah.
just wild shaping into a totally other animal. Fair.
Also, I
I'll
don't
give you
actually know if druids. Can druids use shields?
Yes.
Oh, I
Yes.
didn't know that.
that. Yeah. Yes, we are. We're proficient in light, medium, and armor, medium armor, and shields.
Oh,
In previous editions, druids couldn't use anything that involved metal, so they could use wooden shields, but not metal. Which was irritating.
Boo!
In 5e, that restriction does not exist, which is good because it means you don't
That's
have to
why I like
constantly ask
5e.
for, can you make this, but not in metal.
yeah, basically.
Can
Yeah,
you make
but-
this, but not metal?
Johnny would just hold up the shield and say, "Yeah, this seems to fit me pretty well." Also,
Very nice.
there's a lot of
You
gold
said
and
what
shiny
else was
things.
in there?
Fancy dagger, longbow, and stick with carvings.
With
Can I
carvings.
have the
Yeah.
fancy dagger?
I was gonna maybe recommend that for our druid,
There is
for
a...
our rogue.
What's on drawing?
Oh, the rogue will actually use it a lot better than the druid will. Absolutely.
However, I'm pretty sure the druid can use a bow.
Not longbow, not with that proficiency.
I don't think
no, not without proficiency, and I'm not proficient in any bow,
I don't think
which is
any.
weird because all of my druids are proficient in long and short bows. Well, actually, I lied. That's a elf trait.
Yeah.
Most of my druids are elves. So yeah.
And I don't think. Actually, are any of us proficient in that longbow? Because the rogue isn't proficient in longbows, I don't think.
Nice.
A wand that absolutely goes to the sorcerer.
Yeah, Aaron
Um,
takes great interest in that and sits down immediately to study it, while the other guys are going about looking for gold and stuff.
And
Yeah.
you do
Can-
recall... Sorry, go ahead, Russ.
Sorry, can I just get my arrow back?
Yeah,
Inside the mouth of the vampire and just rip it out.
Well, I only had 20 of them to start with, and I'm down to 14 or
I'm
something.
trying to keep track.
Yeah. Might be
Okay,
nice to have an
absolutely.
extra shot.
Luckily
Oh.
enough, it doesn't seem to have been damaged. You can yank it back up.
Sweet.
Just reach your hand inside the mouth of the vampire.
Yes. Stick your hand right in the
Yeah.
vampire's mouth, you'll be fine.
No worries. I'll do
Maybe
my
I
best
use
to
like my
make anything
dagger or
happen.
something to like carefully drag it out.
Use the fancy new dagger you just got, just kind of like try to take it out.
Cut
I
it
mean-
out. Just
As a chef, I would be used to like, you know, carefully like cutting around bone and stuff to do stuff with it.
Fillet.
It's just a matter of like knowing where the joints are.
Oh, very nice.
And you all recall you were you had heard that there was treasure down here, including these weapons, and presume that's what the bandits were looking for. Seem to have found the treasure and not died like the bandits.
Hey.
Yeah.
How much gold? How much
It's
gold
just
and
gonna take some of
jewels did
those
we get?
gemstones and just.
Yeah.
It was 2,000 gold total, so 500 gold each. And
Hey.
8 gemstones.
Sweet.
Which, all the gemstones look about the same size, probably sell for the same, so probably split those equally. 2 gems each.
Sick.
Okay. He said about 500 gold a pop, and then what would the gemstones equate out to be?
If you got them appraised by a decent appraiser, and not somebody who's trying to rip you off, get about 250 gold for each.
So, and we each get 2.
I'm gonna take it back to my lab and double check. So 20
But yeah,
gold each. Okay.
we all get 2 gemstones.
Yes. There's enough there that if you split them equally, you all get 2.
Yeah. 2 gems.
Nice.
Because it's 8. That's
So
how that's
that is 250 apiece, or are we? It's
250
5
each.
apiece. Okay, 250 each. Okay.
Yeah, we all get 2
Cool.
gemstones.
So did I get the dagger or did somebody else want it?
No, you got
It's
it.
a dagger.
Yeah.
The
There
dagger
was a
is
slight argument.
best with the rogue.
Also,
The dagger is best with the rogue.
the druid can get the bow, and if we because I'm not going to use it, she can sell it. That's hers, because everybody else got a magic item, or trade it in for something more useful.
I mean, you can't just leave it here. Well, you can't just leave it here, but you probably shouldn't just leave it here.
I say the druid should get the bow and just trade it in or sell it.
Yeah. I have
Honestly,
no...
I might take the downtime to learn how to use it, to be proficient in it, to be honest with you, because range attacks are where it's at. I might just take it.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. The shield's probably not the best.
Nice. Well,
Actually, I might sell it, to be honest with you. Do something else with it. Yeah, so I'll take the longbow too.
so we've got what we're. Aaron's sitting there as you're all kind of talking about gold and stuff, and he's like, "This is it. We've got it, guys. This is everything we were looking for. Everything. Is everybody okay?"
I took no damage from that fight. I killed everything before they killed me.
So proud of you.
You're a marvel.
Yeah.
You truly are. Shall we get the hell out of here before, I don't know, something rises up from the ground and decides to eat us?